gonna try this again. And there we are.
There it goes.
Are we good? Are you guys seeing me? Okay. What's up, everybody? We are finally live. Thanks to everybody who stuck around and waited out. We were dealing with some glitches that we don't know what's going on, but you know, it's that time of year, glitch city. But thank you guys, everybody that's in the chat. What's up to Joe, John, Luis, Joanna, Simone Chang.
I'm watching.
Everybody who's in the chat and everybody, I'm not on the other chats, but if anybody is, shout out to all of y'all. Appreciate you guys. This is our last stream of the year because next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and then the Tuesday after that is New Year's Eve, and we won't be streaming. So, last stream in 2019. So we appreciate y'all, and once again, as always, make sure you go and check out the Patreon at patreon.com/youngliontv. We're also streaming on D Live today, so shout out to all the D Live people. If anybody is stumbling upon this and you want to check out what we're about, you can check us out on jatan.com, JUTAUN.com. And what?
No.
Also, you can check us out on all of our platforms, at Jatan on Instagram and at Jatan on Twitter and Facebook, Jatan, all that's good stuff. We have merch available. We have music available, some of the stuff that you were seeing in the beginning of the stream. And we just been doing this podcast thing for, we started it this year. It's something that we've been doing. This is the 39th stream that we're doing.
Crazy.
39.
It's a lot of talking.
A lot of talking. Where we just kind of talk about things. A lot of our music that we've been writing lately is based in more of a lot of it before was kind of went on this journey where it was based on awakening people to a lot of the programming and a lot of the things that we kind of just fall into just from everyday life and just going through the motions, going with the flow of everything. So our music has been kind of like battling against that and trying to get people to see things a different way. And that's what sparked the idea of doing this podcast, where it was like, let's do a podcast based around. That's why it's called Young Lion TV. There's actually a song that we have that's called Young Lion. And it's the song that's going to play in the little intro that we do right now.
Forgot about that.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and stop fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding.
Yeah, so now that I remember, we have a little intro. Last stream of the year.
You want to be Mr. Rambles.
Do I have to hit anything on YouTube? Because I just went to go do it and I don't see it.
On YouTube?
Yeah, like...
No,
okay.
no, it was already, it's already good to go. We're also streaming on YouTube, so all the people on YouTube, what's up? All the people on D Live. We are Jatan. We are the Young Lions. This is our Young Lion TV podcast. We appreciate you guys. We do this every Tuesday night.
Rach.
What? Rachel is like stressed out over there today. We do this every Tuesday night. We try to start at 8 p.m. and we usually do if we don't have any technical glitches, which we seem to have, because this is something that we just started doing
Every week.
Yeah, and we're figuring it out as we go, getting the equipment that we need. This is our studio here, so we have a lot of stuff in-house, a lot of gear that we already had that we've been using, but we've been like trying to build it up as we go and figure out what's the best way to stream with our camera situation and our laptops and everything. So it's been a learning process. I can't believe we're not really a year in because we started in like April.
Right.
But it feels like a year.
Yeah.
But we've had some good ones. We've had some bad ones. It's been.
We started in March.
Did we start in March?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
So.
I thought April was one of our first ones.
I'll be the last one to say any dates.
But
I'm
anyway,
always getting dates wrong.
that's why we need you guys to support, because we're trying to grow this thing, and we're trying to get, if we can get some more stable, I think like some more stable capture cards for our cameras, that might help our situation a little bit better. Because right now the laptop's trying to do all the work of capturing all the images and the audio and all the syncing to the other laptop, so it's a lot of nerdy things going on that are causing some glitches sometimes, but it's all good. So without further ado, let me introduce the other young lions at the table right now. We have my brother, my older brother, who is always seems to be like matching me. We wore our green jackets on the same day, and now we're wearing the black jackets on the same day.
It happens.
Jake Evans. You can find him, Jacob Eugene
Evans.
Jacob Eugene
on
Evans.
Facebook, doing his prophetic thing.
It's so weird when people, because now people say Jacob Eugene.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like,
They're
huh?
tagging you.
Yeah, but or they'll just
that's what you
say
wanted,
it.
though. You chose that.
I mean, yeah, there was a reason why.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, moving on to what's that on? You got some Christmas material on there?
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas,
Merry Sithmas.
Christmas and Star Wars. How nerdy can you get in one shirt?
Pretty nerdy, man.
My brother from another mother, Mr. Simun Chang. Want to say what's up to Bao Roop
James.
and
Oh, yeah.
James in the chat. What's up, man?
Shout out.
Haven't seen you at soccer, man.
Roof
Yeah.
hasn't played
He
because he
hasn't been
had
there.
that baby, man.
That's right. That yo,
Yeah, you know
watch
that.
him
You-
not show up anymore.
You
His
know that
soccer
shit
privileges are over.
congrats.
Yeah, congrats on the baby, man. Haven't
How's
seen
it going?
Yeah, feel free to chime in if you're in the chat. You can talk to us. You can ask us questions. We like to interact with everybody. We don't know where the conversation is going to go. We kind of know like certain things that we're going to talk about, but we don't know
What's
what
up, John?
everything about it.
We have it. Did he call you? Did he talk to you about what happened?
With what?
I guess he didn't. With his toe situation.
Oh yeah, he did tell me about that.
And about like the whole thing.
Yeah,
Did I?
he has some really bad ingrown toenail thing
Yeah.
that has been bothering him. So yeah, it was a crazy
Yeah,
situation.
he told me about that too.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
did he tell you what happened yesterday?
Yeah, he told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday with the toe?
Hold on, let me finish. Let me go down the line. I got to introduce the girl in the red hat. I wish everyone could see her right now.
The
She's
sailor
just-
hat.
No, it's not a sailor hat. It looks like there's a character
Yeah,
who wears a red
I was
hat.
thinking the same thing.
And I'm trying to. Who is the character with the glasses and the red hat?
Isn't it from
Where's Waldo?
No.
It's a girl.
Oh,
Is it a girl?
Yeah, I can't think of it, but that's the vibes you're giving me right now. And we gotta talk about Rachel's shirt. What shirt does Rachel have on today? She always has on some
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. Rachel has like the best T-shirts, and she's always shitting on us with her T-shirt game. But we told her that her T-shirts are disappointed in her because she's never seen either one of the original Ghostbuster movies. John said, "What up, everybody?" But yeah, last but not least, Miss Rachel Rota,
What up?
dealing with all the technicality.
Yeah.
It's working for
technical
now. Don't
it's
talk
working.
about it.
All right.
Don't jinx it.
So let's start with them birds, man.
Man.
Jake's like, why?
Greg Ward, bro.
Yo, that game. Did
Yo.
you watch any of that game?
no.
No?
I missed the first half.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I was working.
You didn't miss nothing. You missed the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
But I saw the second half.
Yeah.
Man, Carson, that one throw to Miles Sanders.
Dude.
Holy crap.
the way he put everything on that throw, and it looked like he didn't really even like throw it hard, but the way it came off of his
Yo,
arm.
it was a bullet.
Yeah.
And Miles Sanders catching it,
Yeah.
a running back catching
Yeah.
that bullet.
Right.
That was clutch.
Yeah, it definitely was. Because they're struggling with these 2-3 win teams.
Hey man, a win is a win. They're divisional. Even the Super Bowl.
Miami was divisional?
No, that wasn't. They got blown out.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick got their number,
Yeah.
their card.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you remember the Super Bowl year, all the team divisional games, they were tight like that. The Giants game, remember Jake Elliott?
Yeah, they had to win with
kick
a
that
61-yard field goal.
yarder.
But that was in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but divisional games are always like that to me. Niners losing to the Falcons, the
Yeah.
3-10
I wasn't
Falcons.
expecting that.
Yeah, any given Sunday, but we got a game coming up that's all the marbles are on the table.
So if Jordan Howard is healthy and Nelson Aguilar is healthy, do they put them back? Do they put them back out on the field with the momentum of what's been going on with the playmakers they're using right now?
I would keep Greg Ward in, and JJ Arthega-Whiteside has done nothing, dude.
I agree.
He looks lost out there. Like literally, he looks lost.
Dude, did you see the play where Goddard had the one-handed catch?
No,
You didn't see that
I didn't
catch?
see that one.
How did you miss that? That happened right before the touchdown.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, it
He
was.
caught
I
that
did-
ball and pulled it in like a
He
baby.
caught it with his left hand stretched out,
Mm-hmm.
and then tucked it in, and brought that catch. And it was like a 30-yard pass or something like that. But the reason why he had to catch it with one hand is because JJ ran his route wrong and bumped into him
Oh, my
and
goodness.
knocked him off of his route. So he had to
Yeah,
reach out.
I didn't see it. But he does look lost, though. He really looks lost. He's running his route like soft, not running it hard, because I think he's like confused on what he's supposed to be running.
Yeah.
But I would definitely, if Nelson is healthy, I would put Nelson on the outside and keep Ward on the slot, because Ward has been killing it, man.
Yeah.
That kid. Why did it take so freaking long?
Dude, I don't know.
It's like they didn't
They
give him.
played him. They
didn't
played
give
him in
a
the
chance.
beginning of the season. I remember in like the third game or something, they played him,
Did they?
and he did all right. But then we didn't see him again, and they keep Mac Hollins out there.
Yeah, that was another thing. Mac Hollins, like
Yeah, someone who told you he doesn't want to play
Useless.
wide receiver.
Right.
He wants to be on
special teams.
special teams. Yeah, yeah. So we'll see, man. They got them Cowgirls coming up this Sunday.
They destroyed the flawless Rams.
Rams.
But I think it's kind of good though. Like they're kind of feeling themselves a little bit.
Themselves, yeah, and they got to come into the lane.
Because if they would have lost that game,
It would have been a must-win.
Yeah.
Desperation mode. Yeah, that's true.
But
It still is a must-win for both teams. So
it is. But
But
we must win both games.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy that what are both of their records? 7-7.
7-7.
Both fighting for the playoffs. 7-7. That's crazy.
No excuse, man.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, their roster is like, they're so loaded, and I can't believe how bad they are sometimes.
Yeah.
They got a crazy line. They got all those weapons. Amari Cooper.
Doesn't
one
it
of the
seem
best.
like that's always the case though? Like it's been that way for like 15 years now.
Right, with the
where
Cowboys.
the Cowboys are stacked, but somehow and in the beginning of the season they look like this team that's gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And then somehow it all falls apart like by December,
Yeah.
like January, it all
Yeah,
falls apart.
It's always been like that.
Yeah.
Even Romo years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Stephen A. Smith always says, what can go wrong will go wrong. Give them time.
Well, I hope it goes wrong this Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm excited about it, though.
Miles Sanders is coming along, dude.
I'm excited about that, dude.
He's coming along.
He's looking good, man. We might
Running,
have
running.
yeah,
Running
dude,
and
you
his
see
patience.
he broke all the records for rookies,
Yeah,
running backs
yep.
on the Eagles.
Stu Staley's record.
Yeah.
I saw that one long run that he had.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
He almost broke
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah, it was no way though. He had to beat two more guys, and they
Yeah.
were playing deep anyway. But yeah, that was a crazy play design too, because he had to outrun both of those linebackers that were basically coming free.
Right. Even that's another thing. The play calling has gotten better.
I agree.
You
A lot more screens that we've been yelling for all year.
Right.
But I think it's because they had to simplify things. That's what like Doug Peterson was saying, that they've had to like simplify things because they have to play all these rookies and practice squad
even
guys.
if you simplify it, how come JJ looked like he's still lost?
Maybe he's just not ready. You know what I mean?
Dude looks lost, man.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So let's talk about y'all dudes ready for Christmas. y'all do all your Christmas shopping?
Nope.
No. No?
I
you
did.
do
I
any?
did a bunch. Yeah,
Yeah.
online.
Dude,
I
that's
I
what
went.
I've
I
been
went to
doing.
Target yesterday.
I've just been at Amazon ordering shit like
You know what? I tried to go out, and I had already like got everything. Like I didn't buy it, but I selected everything. You know, you like it, whatever.
yeah.
So I go through like Target, Walmart, like for all the toys for the kids.
Yeah.
Target, Walmart, Amazon, whatever's cheaper.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was so I went to the stores, and nothing that I found online could I find in the stores. So it's just like me and my wife, Leslie was talking like, why do we even come out?
Yeah.
Because it's like
And
they don't
you're
stop.
Out, and you're out in the hustle for no reason.
Yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
extra chaotic.
it's just a waste.
The whole vibe of shopping around Christmas time has just gotten so bad, right? Like,
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
people are like, people don't care. You know what I mean? So like even going down the aisles, like I got a lot of kids. you
yeah.
know. I try to be respectful of other people, but
Space.
people
Yeah.
just don't care. Like they block aisles and they're looking at stuff, and their cart side, like that,
Yeah,
like, blocking
you're
the
right.
whole.
Instead of
aisle.
keeping it, there's
Right,
only enough
right.
space for your cart and somebody to
Right.
get by it.
So
People will
it
just
just-
block it. Yeah,
Yeah, so just dealing with that and not going down every aisle, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just like, why did I do it? It's easier. That's why everybody shops online.
yeah, it is. You don't have to deal with any of that. But
It wasn't
at the
too
same
bad.
time-
I went to Target yesterday. It wasn't too bad.
yeah,
It was actually light.
Yesterday, I went on Sunday though.
We went
probably
late
why.
though, 8:00.
Bad.
yeah, they're open late now.
8:00.
Them holiday hours.
Nobody's in there.
Just had to work till
good.
1 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
Damn.
Yeah, it's that crazy holiday hour stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what I noticed that like it's becoming harder to buy gifts for the kids because they're getting older,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like you can't just be like, all right, what toy do they like now? You know what I mean? Like, cause like Noe, Jaden, even Elise, like they're like kind of not really caring about toys anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta really think about it. And I'm not spending too much money. I'm not gonna go crazy.
Right.
So like it's becoming a little more annoying.
Yeah, I'm getting texts from people. Like Nadia texted me this morning. What the boys into? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortnite and sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You still got little ones, so there. But even like Aria, I'll keep asking her what she wants. She only wants an iPad. Like,
You ain't getting no iPad.
you better calm down with that.
Yeah. My kids are pretty easy. Like they like specific things, so
Yeah.
well, they like Jakey likes everything that's boys. Hot Wheels, Transformers,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's easy. Lucas, Paw Patrol, what's the PJ Maxx?
PJ Mask. Yeah.
Mask, yeah.
Yeah.
And he likes
I don't
everything
know what
Jakey
that
likes
is.
anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like
Right.
they're gonna be playing with each other's stuff anyway. And then Layla is like all dolls and
Barbies.
Barbies
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So they're not hard.
Yeah.
Like because we'll do like you know how they send you the magazines with all the stuff in it.
Yeah.
So I'll give them the magazine. Like, all right, circle what you want. They circle the whole magazine.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, all right, well, this is
That gives you a lot of options, though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it does. But like, it's just funny. Like the whole magazine is circled, and they put their names on it.
This doesn't taste like. This tastes more.
It's a little hoppy,
more
right?
IPA than stout.
Yeah. It does say on the side, it says hops.
Java Head Stout.
But it's not too.
No, it's
Not
not.
too
It's
bad.
not like super hoppy, but yeah.
That's more like a man's beer.
Elise is at that age where she's texting me and Liz links to stuff she wants.
Nah.
That's what she's doing. But she sent us like some freaking like SUV Power Wheel that's like $500. I'm like, girl. We both text her back like, no. She ain't getting that. Get the heck out of here.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, Jakey's got some. He wants the PlayStation. You know, he wants.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wants the Nintendo, the new Nintendo thing, whatever that is. I'm so
I don't know.
feel so
Switch?
old. Switch, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. He wants.
Oh,
that,
that's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting it for him.
I got the boys at last year.
Yeah, he's not
That's
getting
expensive. I was just looking at that too.
it. Yeah.
You can get one for like $2 something.
Again, I'm not getting it.
Combined it. That's what
You
we
get a
do.
bunch
That's
of
what we do
toys.
all the time. If it's a game system,
Yeah.
this is both of y'all's.
Right, right. Present
Yeah.
for both of y'all. Then when they fighting over it.
No. But how many people go broke during Christmas? You know what I mean? Or get
Go in debt.
or go in debt.
It's a
Like
huge problem.
credit cards.
It is.
You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
huge problem. What about you, Rach? Did you do all your Christmas shopping? Did all your
No,
Did Santa
I'm
bring you-
traditionally. I told you like Christmas Eve. I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta go pick up some stuff.
Do you ever find yourself like going crazy or like buying everything for your son?
No, I wasn't raised like that.
Yeah.
Like my folks we would do, so it's me, my mom, my dad, my brother. So everybody would really like buy one person a gift,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody had 3 gifts. And then there would be like some extra stuff, but it was always kind of like everybody gets 3 gifts, immediate family, 3 gifts, the wise men, Christmas is about Jesus.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like it wasn't just like loads of money around.
Right.
And you appreciate stuff that way. You're like, oh, okay, the thing that I got like actually matters. And then if one year you do get something that's like really nice, like I remember one year I got a Razor scooter.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, this is amazing.
I'm
but
killing.
like,
Yeah.
I appreciated that. I
Right.
rode that all around the neighborhood. That was my shining prize. Like it mattered. I took care of it.
Yeah.
So, and my kid is easy too. Like he's in the trains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's happy to see a Christmas tree. And he's like, Christmas. And then he
Yeah.
starts singing a partridge in a pear tree. Like
Yeah, he's still at that age where it's magic.
it's just magic and chill. And when the day comes, he'll get some stuff and he'll open it. But he's not like, Mom, I want this for Christmas. He's in his own world.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So,
cool.
yeah. I'll get something over the coming weeks, but I'm not like pressed about it.
Right,
I'm never
right.
pressed about Christmas.
Yeah, I've always been like that. I'm never gonna like go crazy. I'm never gonna go in debt. I'm never gonna like overextend myself just to make sure like if I got it, I get gifts for
Right.
everybody. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and the thing is like we never really had to. At least was like the first grandkid in our family. So and our first niece and nephew. I mean niece for everybody. So she would get. I remember a couple Christmases we didn't even get her nothing because everybody else got her so much stuff. They were like, we ain't gotta get her nothing.
She won't even know.
She won't know, and it don't matter. Like, but
That's how it is in my house. Like we don't put names from anybody.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
kids just
they just open
open their
whatever's
shit.
there.
They don't know who it's from.
But do they know who it's to? You put who it's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
They just have random
Yes.
gifts.
Right.
No.
Here you
It's
go.
free for all.
First
Everyone
come,
opens
first
it.
serve, right?
It's like Fight Club.
Yeah. No, we opened some 13-year-old boxer shorts. He's like, what am I gonna do with these?
John said, "I went broke on your kids." Well, why you do that?
That's your own fault.
That's your fault.
Yeah, he's lying. You was broke before our kids. Okay, stop it. Stop it. Went broke on our kids. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of boxers, man, I used to love it. And when growing up, my mom always got me socks and drawers.
Yep.
But ever since, the grandkids came around, I don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
I used to look forward to
Me
new
too.
socks and underwear
Yeah.
for Christmas.
I think, isn't there something great about brand new socks?
It is.
I think brand new socks is one of my favorite things to have. Like, just like the new socks, you crack them open, you put them on.
It feels so nice.
and they'll never be that new again.
Yep.
I wish I could just always have new socks. Like,
I don't know if I care that much.
I don't care that
I
much.
think I
but
like drawers,
I really
like-
enjoy new
I think
socks.
I like underwear better than.
I like new underwear, new wife beaters, like all that is cool too. But for
Me-
me, new socks.
Me too, if it's the right underwear, though.
yeah.
I
definitely.
don't know about y'all, but I always have a problem finding good underwear that fit good, that don't ride up.
Yeah.
I
It's
still
not-
haven't.
Some of them are too loose.
Yeah, it's
And
too-
then some of them are too tight on the leg.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's weird.
it is.
Like no one has perfected that, like making the right underwear,
Right,
because it's like a one size fits all kind of thing.
right.
Yeah.
But speaking of Christmas, one thing I like with the kids is just like doing stuff with them. Like they always want to sing the songs.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they had to do. They had like a crazy hat day today.
Oh yeah.
So they made these hats with their aunt, and they got lights on the hats. That was kind of cool. So it lit up, and
That's cool.
everybody was
How you put lights on there?
dollar.
Just-
They sell it at the dollar store. It's like
battery
battery
operated?
operated. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
But they were souped.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about Christmas. Like, I remember as a kid just being hyped about the whole vibe in the air, like
Yeah.
Christmas and like the lights and just like coming downstairs early in the morning, the Christmas tree lights would be on because, you know, it's dark.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, we're coming up on the vernal equinox, you know,
Mhm.
which is like, I always remember that, like this time of year, right approaching Christmas, where it's like dark so early and stays dark for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
that those Christmas lights made the dark better. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
because that
Ah.
dark can kind of be depressing sometimes when it's so dark for so
Yeah,
long.
it gets dark at 5 now.
Yeah, earlier. Like, it
Yeah.
starts getting dark like
Yeah, like
mad
4:30.
earlier, like 4:30.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then stays dark for a while. But then those Christmas lights being on will always, you know, make it feel a little more warm and energizing, and like
Yeah.
feel that Christmas vibe.
Yeah. Not to mention, you got what's it called? Because you know the story about Christmas, right?
No, please enlighten me to the story of Christmas.
You know we're celebrating a pagan holiday. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think most people know that by now.
No, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Like, that whole thing. I thought of it when you brought up the vernal equinox.
Yeah, it's funny
Yes.
when you see those diehard Christians that are like, oh, it's
Jesus' birthday.
No, not the opposite. Where it's like, this isn't Jesus' birthday, and it's blasphemous to have a Christmas tree in your house, and you know that's something that was started by the Druids, and you're worshiping their god, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's just a tree in the house with lights on it. Like, I get it, you know what I mean? I get it where it all came from, but we're not doing rituals. We're not like
Right.
we're not worshiping anything. You know, it's
Yeah.
just a decoration. You know what I mean?
We're not
We still know what Christmas
Telling
is
our kids about Santa Claus.
And it's so
Yeah.
embedded in society.
that's the
Just
funny-
like anything, like even the clothes that we wear or why we, pierce our ears or anything like that, that has, they did stuff for meaning, but then
Exactly.
it just turns into something,
Yeah.
It's from cultures
I
mixing.
mean, yeah and no. There's definitely
Rachel's look is like
no, because there's a fine line there. Like you can do stuff, and that's like because you can't put a swastika on you. You know what I mean? And be like, yeah, that was something back then, but then
that's pretty extreme.
no,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm bringing it to the extreme just to show.
Yeah.
If you're doing stuff like a tree,
right.
a tree is from nature. It's
Right.
God made the tree. Like you put it in
Right, but anything can be hijacked and turned into like a symbol of hate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, or-
you could turn a tree into that same thing.
Yeah, but when you're doing
Is there a
stuff,
tree that's a symbol of hate?
Probably.
when you're like, in my opinion, when you're putting up pictures of Santa Claus, like it's kind of like you're worshiping him in a way. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I don't know. It's a fine line.
It is a fine line, but
John said it never feels like Christmas for him because he's in
'Cause he's in
California,
California.
and the weather's so warm. Well,
It was kind of weird though when we went to Florida and there was Christmas lights up and palm trees.
yeah, well, we were just
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Palm trees with Christmas lights. Yeah. What time does it start getting dark out there, John? Like, does it start getting dark early there? I always wonder that. Like, do they have the same?
I don't know.
Sun that
they're
we
a little
have,
more
did it-
south. So
Yeah.
it might be a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I think it's a little different. Like some people will say that having a picture of Santa Claus is just about decoration also. You know what I mean? Or having
Yeah,
a Santa
or-
Claus on your lawn. You know what I mean? With the little
Yeah, I mean,
reindeer.
it can be innocent, but
I mean, a picture.
I'm
if you
not-
got to alter the Mr. Claus, and you're
No.
like,
So
you know what I'm saying? You got the framed picture with the candles, and you're like, Mr. Claus, we worship
no,
you.
no, no, no.
So-
no.
The Klaus,
Santa Claus is based on a true,
Saint Nicholas,
Nicholas.
Right.
Yeah.
but that turned into some magic. People got to make shit magical.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where it like becomes, because you're kind of like getting your kids to focus on that. That's my point. Like, if you're telling your kids about, oh, Santa Claus is this, this, and this, you kind of get your kids to focus on that.
No, I get that.
You know what I mean? And
get
it takes the focus off of the point.
that. Yeah,
and
I was watching. They were talking about that on the Breakfast Club because there was a news story where a teacher got fired. I think it was in Florida for telling 12th grade students that Santa Claus wasn't real.
That's
You know what I mean?
that's gotta be a fake
Not
story.
12th grade, 12-year-old students in 6th grade.
Okay.
Come
It's
on.
a real story. Teacher got fired.
Wow.
So they were having a debate like, should this teacher be fired? Is it wrong to tell kids that Santa Claus isn't real? Blah, blah, blah. And like Charlemagne was kind of saying, who cares? Like, he's just telling the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to fire somebody for telling the truth. Like, that don't make no sense. And DJ Envy was going on about like, he'll tell he lets his kids believe in Santa Claus because it's a way to get your kids to act right around Christmas time. And I'm thinking like, that's so backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want to incentivize them to act right only because they don't want to lose out on presents.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
You're literally you're bringing their focus to the totally wrong thing.
Right.
Like you're putting the wrong intention behind even what you're saying. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like you're just blinding them to everything. In my opinion, like when you're saying that, because so the discipline is to get them to focus on things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that you won't have it.
To focus on missing out on the gifts, the presents. Right. Yeah.
And a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people use it as a weapon. Like, oh, you're not. But I mean, it's all in the song, right? He's going making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. It's like,
I saw something that was like, it was like history on Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And like that, like most of the stuff, like especially like the song and all that, that's all new. Like
yeah.
that's all like 20th century stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
a lot of this stuff is like, it's all like ingrained because of
Music.
media.
Yeah, media, Hollywood.
Yeah.
It all becomes programming.
Right. So it's like, it's so crazy because it seems like it's just been there, but no, it's just because of the media
Right.
that it becomes
Like Miracle on
so crazy.
on 34th Street.
Yeah.
What's the other? It's a Wonderful Life. All these movies, like, they basically program you into that mindset of like Christmas and Santa and magic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a Christmas Carol. Even though that's like it's a good story, about Ebenezer Scrooge and him being, basically a stingy guy and
Right.
finding the real reason for it. Like, there's no Santa involved there, but it's just the whole idea that these
Spirits.
these spirits come and
Spirit guides.
show him his past, his present, his future,
Mm-hmm.
and that somehow makes him want to
Change.
change. Yeah, but I was watching. Matter of fact, I saw Polar Express for the first time the other night.
I've never seen that.
For the first time, like, there was something about that movie that I never wanted to watch just because the CGI looked
It
creepy
looked
to
weird.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was
creepy.
some
That's
creepy
exactly
CGI,
why I didn't
right?
want to watch it. Yeah.
Right? And it's something about that's like also I think is like kind of programming, like having that creepy, weird CGI
Yep.
where like the characters look a little too weird and creepy. But the whole movie is straight up programming, dude.
Yeah.
The whole movie is straight up programming. It's all about like this boy who really doesn't believe in Santa Claus, and the whole movie is like he goes on this train ride that's supposed to go to the North Pole, and the entire time is just to like show him and force him into believing that Santa Claus is real. You know what I mean? And that like the people that don't believe in Santa Claus, like the people that can't experience the magic of Santa is because they don't believe. If they believe, then they would experience it. So it's like this, it puts this thing in your mind where like, oh, yes, of course you think Santa Claus isn't real. It's because you don't believe in him. And adults never believe in Santa Claus because they get jaded by life and everything. So they just kind of lose their belief. But it's something like to keep kids like, oh, Santa's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's like life, like with everything. I guess. I mean,
It's just funny that Tom Hanks is like in that movie too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seems like he's always involved in like these weird.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Toy Story is.
Toy Story, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan. Like a lot of these movies are like, straight up programming, bro. Like John said, it gets dark around 5:30,
Okay.
which is still later than us, which is weird.
An hour later.
Yeah.
So, none of you guys, I know you didn't tell your kids Santa Claus was.
Oh hell no. No, he was. I had to tell him like, yo, you can't be, because he almost told some of his friends.
Yeah.
I think when he was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I try to be mindful about that. I told them early on.
Like, yo, these kids think that Santa exists. You can't tell them, that.
Yeah, but you gotta also put your foot down too, and kind of, because the schools will try to brainwash them
Oh
too.
yeah.
I dealt with that.
Elf on the Shelf.
Dude, that Elf on the Shelf thing had at least stuck for a couple weeks, and I'm trying to tell her like, no, it's not real. It's pretend.
Yeah.
Like your teachers.
But how's it move?
Yeah, because she leaves and the elf is sitting on the desk, and she comes back the next day and the elf is hanging from the ceiling. It's like, oh, how did he get there? It's like, when you leave, the teacher's still there. Like, she didn't, because kids are so innocent, they don't put that together.
Right.
They just believe what the teacher's telling them.
Right.
Oh, wow, let's see where our elf is today, class.
And that's
It's like,
that's the hypocrisy, I guess,
Right.
of like a movie like that, because it's
Yeah.
like they're jaded, but you're jading them.
you're jading them.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, like, and I don't try to approach it where it's like, your teacher's lying to you.
Yeah.
She's a fucking liar. You know what I mean? Like, you tell that lady. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go up there. I'm not going to go up there and be like, how dare you lie to my child? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Like, I'm not going to do that. What I'll do is I'll break it down to her like, your teacher wants you guys to have fun about Christmas. She's trying to make you experience the magic of Christmas.
Right.
And all,
Make-believe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
make-believe. It's all for fun. So
That's
what she
exactly
does-
what I told my
Right.
kids. Like, it's all for
Right.
fun,
So what she does is when you leave, she moves the elf to somewhere else so that when you come back in the next day, and her little mind just kind of broke like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't got to mess up the fun for everybody else. If they want to believe in it, that's fine. But I don't want you thinking that it's something that it's not. So,
Yeah.
But
But I mean, one of the most I don't know how to say it, but the most beautiful things is to see a kid with that look on their face, of wonder.
yeah.
Right.
So
But
I
when
think
you
that's what-
manipulate
yeah,
that,
right.
that's what.
So people do that out of a place of, I want to see that wonderment.
Right.
How could you not tell your kids
Yeah.
about Santa Claus, and you're robbing them of that? It's like, yeah, but that's a false sense
that's a
of it.
false,
Yeah.
fake, perverted.
That's one that's gonna turn out to be harmful in the end,
Right.
Because it comes from a lie that you're
Right.
gonna have to reveal to them at some point.
I mean, the story of Johnny, the kid y'all grew up with, he was, how old was he?
13.
And then y'all
And
told
I'll
him.
never forget.
y'all
No,
told-
we didn't tell him.
Who-
No, we used to tell him all the time. He didn't believe us. We used because we didn't.
We were mean.
My dad didn't give us that talk. He wasn't nice about it. My dad was like, Santa ain't real. Don't you ever believe that shit. We're the ones buying y'all presents. And so we used to tell everybody like, Santa Claus ain't real.
Yeah.
But Johnny never believed us because his parents, they were the parents that like went overboard to make sure that Johnny, all his gifts came from Santa. They would wait till he went to bed. They would do the milk and cookies, and the cookies is half eaten and the milk is half drunk. And it's like, so when he was 13 years old, I wasn't there when his mom told him. All I remember is hearing him crying, running from his house. He ran out of his house crying. And this wasn't like around Christmas. It was like some random day in the middle of the year.
Like summertime.
Yeah. So we went out to see what was wrong with him, and then his he was devastated because his mom finally had told him that Santa Claus wasn't real. But he was devastated, like,
See?
because he believed in it so much. And these are people that, like, this dude went to Catholic school. He had his communion. He went to CCD. Like, his whole life was strict Catholicism. They went to mass all the time. Like, so you can see how that can kind of like make you start questioning everything. Where it's like, well, why? So why am I doing all this dumb stuff?
Yeah, but even the Tooth Fairy, like he believed in the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they
Like,
got him with all that.
Yeah.
They got him with all that.
Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny,
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy.
and we're right next door. Like,
Yeah, we literally, our houses are adjoined to each other. So we used to always, mess with him. But yeah, it's sad when you see that effect on a kid at that age where like they realize, yo, you really been like lying to me this whole time?
Yeah. And that messes up the relationship with the parents. Like,
It just it causes a fracture in your trust for them.
right.
And you see it like people always talk about like the teenage years. That's because like your kids start noticing the bullshit
Right.
about the things that you've been doing throughout their childhood. Your kids start waking up to that. So what that does is that makes them start now not respecting you as much because they're like, oh,
dishonor.
you're just trying to control me. Yep. You really don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you establish a relationship of respect where your kids always feel like they need to honor you, they always feel like they can respect what you say, and that you're always not lying to them, you're always being honest with them, you're giving them wisdom and good advice.
You're being genuine.
It makes them more likely to continue that through their teenage years.
Yeah, because it's not like you be genuine, you know, be okay to say, yeah, I was wrong about this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
yeah, I thought this way, but I was wrong. You know, I was figuring this out.
Yeah.
I was figuring that out, you know.
I think it's very important for kids to see that, to see, you know, I always talk about like, you don't have to hide everything. Like every time me and my wife get into little arguments, like we don't have to hide it because if they see us make up too, you know, I'm not saying we're going crazy.
Right. Y'all ain't, yeah.
No, not. But I'm just saying, like,
bringing the kids in the room. You're gonna sit here and watch this.
no, but
Now, what were you saying? Get back to it. Like,
I mean, we don't argue like that anyway. But
to bring the popcorn out, they sitting there like, Mom and Dad fighting. She's got a point, Dad. I don't know where you talking about that.
I mean, no, that's gonna be like, right?
Right.
You know, we've been in them situations.
Oh yeah, our parents. My mom and dad probably had one of the most volatile relationships I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in front of us, like there were two people that should have never been married.
yeah.
So we
lived
through that firsthand. Like even like after the divorce, it was like there was just craziness. Like they had one of the worst divorces. Like everything that you see in the textbooks of like how to have a divorce and not make your kids feel like shit. Like they did everything. If you went through the checklist, they did all of that. I'll talk about like they say don't involve the kids. They literally would pass messages through us because they didn't want to talk to each other. Like I remember one time my dad forced us to sit down and write a letter to the judge to try to get his child support lowered.
Yeah.
Like forced us on one of his visitation weekends. He was like, "Y'all gonna sit down and write a letter to the judge." Like,
I need this child support.
yeah, right. My mom would do little sneaky, like little messed up stuff just to get under his skin. And then my stepdad, John's dad, was like always like they hated each other, so they were always like bicker. And I remember the one time at a soccer game, they were both at the soccer game. My dad was like he would only stand on the one side of the field, and my mom and John were on the other side of the field. So we went to the
going into it.
We went to the I don't care. We went to the concession stand after the game, and my dad's over there talking to us, and then it's time to leave. We gotta leave with John and my mom. So as we're getting in the car, John pulls the car up, and as he's pulling off, he gives my dad the finger.
Oh,
He gives my dad the finger. So
And we're in the car.
yeah. Matter of fact, my mom wasn't there, so it was John taking me, Jake, and Johnny Johnny was in the back with
Oh,
us. All
man.
three of us in the back of the car. And so on the way home, you know, we lived in Manor Hall in Sicklerville. You know that there used to be that Wawa, right?
The small Wawa,
The small
where
Wawa.
New Brooklyn Road and
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So we were coming. He stops at that Wawa to get coffee, and as soon as he gets out the car, my dad's pulling up in this Wawa at the same time. You're like,
buddy.
And we didn't know that he had gave him the finger. We didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
We're kids. We're just in the back, like blah blah blah. Next thing you know, we see them like getting in each other's face. He's like, yo, you got a problem, blah, blah, blah. And then my dad spit in his face. And then John grabbed him, put him in a headlock. And then they started fighting. And then people came and broke it up. Like,
Yeah. And it's so awkward because now we got to go home with John.
yeah.
Like, you know,
And
my
then
dad.
he lied about it for years. He tried to make it like my dad just started it for no
Yeah.
reason. So it was like always this whole problem. So think about it. And this was like the beginning of their relationship. I don't even think John was born yet.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we probably
We're probably like 8, 9 years old.
a little older. Probably like right before he was born. I think it was like
He was
10.
born when I was 9.
Yeah, I was like 10.
Yeah,
I was 11 when he was born.
right.
Yeah, it was probably.
But yeah, so it
Around
was
that
like
time.
that type of craziness where it was just like constant fighting, bickering. I remember one time my dad dropped us off, and John used to like he used to. I don't know why he just liked pushing. They like pushing each other's buttons. It's just like that's this male ego thing, like. You know,
I mean,
my dad, you know how my dad was. Very like
He had a lot of pride.
a lot of pride, you know what I mean? And John had a lot of pride too. So they both didn't want to back down. And John was like the mindset of like, you know, no, I'm a tough guy and no one's going to mess with me. And my dad was the same way. So I remember one time he dropped us off. And he used to do this all the time. He used to wait. He knew when my dad was dropping us off for visitation. So he would wait till my dad pulled up to take the trash out so that they could just kind of like make eye contact. He would do it all the time. So I remember one time he was taking the trash out while my dad's walking us to the door, and my dad just walked by him. He didn't say nothing. And then as my dad's walking back to the car, John's like, make sure you keep off the grass. Like he used to just do stuff. And my dad was like,
Wait, but let's put this in context because this house was a house that my dad bought. Right. So he's in the house that my dad bought and he's telling him to keep off the grass.
So my dad was like, me and my dad planted this fucking grass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it becomes this whole thing.
So
You know,
it was always
something.
so we grew up in that.
We grew up in that. Another time, remember when Dad dropped us off and somehow they got into a fight and then like he like broke the door down and then the cops got called.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Ripped the phone out of the wall.
Yeah, ripped the phone. Then my mom called the cops on him one time when he picked us up. She told him he couldn't pick us up for visitation for some reason. She said, you can't pick them up. But we didn't know. It was a Monday. We got off from school. He was there. He picked us up, took us to his house. We were hanging out. Next thing you know, he got arrested for kidnapping.
Oh goodness.
It was just that type of craziness when we were kids. Like,
Yeah, we went through a lot.
yeah. But
think about that. Like we were what? 8. We were even younger.
Yeah.
Like 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what I mean? All throughout those years, that stuff you remember.
mm-hmm.
Even as a kid, you know. I know I held a lot of that till I was like
Yeah.
I
think you
early
definitely
20s.
You definitely like held on to it.
Yeah,
more
I
than
held
did.
that
Yeah.
against my dad or our dad.
Yeah.
And even with Mom and, you know, stuff with her and John.
Yeah, me and John were actually just talking about that today.
Yeah.
Somehow we got to talking about like how we ended up getting kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that whole situation.
Yeah, so you don't forget that stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Y'all
and-
was like what, 18?
Yeah. 18.
I
I
was
think
19.
Jake was 19. I was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was because there was like a disagreement between Jake and John about college and like the direction and what are you doing. And I remember like
Yeah, I was doing music, so
yeah,
he weren't feeling that.
right. And but also I remember like you withdrew for a semester, and that's what really like you know pissed mom off and him off.
Right.
And then like we were having a talk about it, I remember, and then like it just got heated, and then John said something real disrespectful, like threatened you or something.
Yeah.
And Jake told my dad what he said. So of course, you know, my dad calls him like, you have a you know what I mean, you have to deal with me, all that, blah, blah, blah. So next thing we know, we come home one day and our stuff is packed up and it's like, y'all got to get out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, what? Yeah, it was crazy, man. I didn't talk to my mom for like a couple months after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while for us to like establish a relationship again, because I just felt like, how would you let someone do that? You know what I mean?
Just kick your kids out.
Yeah, like I get it that that's your husband and you feel like you need to be like respectful to him, but you were there. You saw the whole situation. You've been there the whole time. You know what we've been dealing with. You know what I mean? And
So John grew up thinking Santa Claus was real.
that's right. He
Yeah,
did.
because of John.
That's right.
Yeah.
John wanted to do it. That's
Yeah.
right.
But we didn't.
He said, Mom got mad when someone in my 4th grade class told me Santa not real. Who told you that? Yeah, I remember they used to, don't tell him, don't. You know, we would like play around with it sometimes. Like we would
like-
mess with him like,
Yeah, John, did you know
yeah,
that?
yeah. Are you sure Santa's real, John? Like we would mess with him like,
No, what I'm saying in front of mom, like
Yeah.
act like we were gonna
Yeah,
tell him,
yeah.
not tell him.
yeah, right. We would always mess around with it, but we never ruined his childhood. But yeah, I forgot he grew up thinking Santa was real.
Yeah, but it's funny because like we were talking about, like so our dad, he wanted to tell us the truth, you know, about Christmas, of course, and Santa. But it's just funny because then he just like
In so
in
many
your-
other aspects.
yeah, in so many other aspects, just
Like, what are you doing? Yeah, right.
so,
Good job on the Santa thing.
Right.
yeah,
Right, right.
But it's funny because it was more like of a pride thing, you know, like, and that's what it can become with anything. Like we were just talking about, did you know that Christmas is on a pagan holiday? Did
Let
you
me
know that?
school you.
Like let me
school
yeah,
you on this.
and it becomes more of a religious, and that's where the pride comes in, you
Right.
know. And you think, I crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's.
Yeah.
And you don't, because you're still messed up inside, you know, and a lot of times it gets in the way. So, I mean, the bottom line is just being genuine, you know, being loving.
Yeah.
If you don't have love, then what's the point? The point of,
And to always be, I think you got to keep that consistent, though, because that was one of the things, like you were saying with our dad, it was like we started to see the inconsistencies. You know
right,
what I mean?
right, yeah,
And like you're very prideful about certain things, but other things you just kind of like don't care about, you know?
hmm yeah.
You know?
And there's a lot of hypocrisy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, you start to notice that. But at the same time, like you grow up and there's a lot of hurt there from
Yeah.
that. But you know, I think through finding Jesus and getting healed from a lot of that stuff, I was able to look at him differently.
Yeah.
You know, not hold that against him, but look at him like he went through a lot when he was growing up. The
Right.
stuff he dealt with, I was able to see it from a different aspect.
right.
And not hold it
and
against
being able
him.
to see where he was trying and where he was,
Right.
like see the good in what he was as a father
Mhm.
and where he excelled. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because there was a
right.
lot of good in the way he chose to raise us
Mhm.
that I respect. You know what I mean? Because he could have
Yeah.
he could have made a lot more bad choices
Right, right.
in that regard.
Or he couldn't have been there.
That's what I mean. That was one of the bad choices I'm talking about. Like he could have just totally walked away.
Like Fabian's dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just totally abandoned him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that happens a lot with people.
Right.
And even in that, there's still, you can still even take something like that, like somebody who abandons you,
Right.
you know, and you can still, there's still honor that can be had there. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know the perspective. You don't know the things that they processed in their minds and the perversion. There's a
Right.
lot.
And the trauma that they've dealt with.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of time, and granted, yeah, people are responsible for their actions,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it doesn't mean we can't have hope for those people,
Right.
you know. And Christmas is a time when I think that, you know, families come together, people you might not talk to for a while come together, and the point of it is about giving, forgiving, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one time of the year that doesn't happen. And even if it's not really the birthday of Jesus,
Yeah.
you know, it represents a time where you can remember that, you know.
Right.
And it's important for us to do that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. All I saw was like a close up of your mouth. Yeah, it's
But
true.
yeah.
It's true.
And
It's
even
true.
as a kid, like, you remember those, you know what I mean? You remember all the family stuff, like the unity,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
in your family,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love it so much. It's,
coming together.
And you always feel it in the atmosphere around
Mhm.
Christmas time. Like you feel like there's something, like you know, there's that.
it's in the air.
Yeah, and there's that thing where people would say, "Oh, can't be mean. It's Christmas time." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the song "Christmas Time Is Here." Like, oh, that we could only see such spirit through the year. You know what I mean? It's because people actually give themselves over to the idea of like this is a time to be joyful, not think about peace, think about other people. You know what I mean? Not be
Right.
selfish.
Right, not be selfish.
Yeah,
Give. Not,
yeah,
yeah, and when you're a kid, I mean, you're thinking about what you're getting, but
right,
but even in that, you can teach your kids how to give.
Right.
You know.
And I think there's also an idea of cultivating how it feels to receive. So
Mhm.
you want to give someone that feeling by giving. You know what I
Right.
mean? So when you're a kid, you kind of learn that joy of like, oh, people are getting me stuff. Like, and then
Yeah.
when you're older, you are able to give that joy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And even when
Mhm.
you're older, like learning how to receive from people. And
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about Christmas, because how many people are so prideful that when people try to do stuff for them, they're like, oh, no.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. You know what I
Right,
mean? They
right,
don't know how to
right,
receive it. They
right.
don't
They can't
know
take,
how
yeah,
to take
because
that.
it's pride.
Yeah.
The pride doesn't let them receive from someone because they feel like now I owe you or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which, you know, that's something you're putting on yourself. That's,
And you see the element of that in Christmas time too, where it's like, oh, you got me something, but I didn't get you something, so now I feel terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, oh, but if you would have told me, then I could have got you something. You know, I didn't know we were exchanging. It's like, yo, calm down. I just wanted to
Yeah.
get you something. It has nothing to do with you getting me anything.
yeah, right.
You
right.
know, and then there's the other side of that where people give gifts expecting to
Expecting,
get gifts.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
And
I
then-
got everybody gifts, ain't get me nothing. You know what I mean? It's like,
And then they get hurt.
you chose to do that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Deborah Knight said hi from Australia.
Hello, Deborah. How is it out there in Australia? You guys are having summer right now, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I have family out there, and they're like, you know, it's like opposite. It's
Mhm.
kind of freaky to me.
What is Christmas like in the summer? I guess it's the same as Florida, right?
Yeah,
Christmas in
right.
Florida. Yeah, Christmas in Trinidad.
Yeah, Christmas. and-
Christmas in Trinidad is literally about like going around to people's houses, playing music.
Yeah.
You know,
Puerto
they
Rico.
really don't even give gifts like that.
No.
Yeah,
It's-
Liz was telling me like when they grew up, Christmas time meant like they would get their own Malta. because they used to have like they didn't have enough money to all have. They would get like 1 6-pack for the whole family. So they was what?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, because I've heard this story so many times.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why.
So they would split it amongst each
I've
other.
heard it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You
But
got
they haven't heard
They
it.
haven't heard it though.
Yeah, people haven't heard it yet. So Christmas was about getting their own Malta, and they would get apples and grapes because those weren't fruits that were easy to come by out there, so they were expensive. So it was like they would be excited to get apples and grapes and their own Malta.
It's crazy.
And that's all they would get for Christmas.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is in Puerto Rico too.
Yeah.
That's like long standing though. Like back in the day, like that's what people would get like around the holidays. Like
Yeah.
you were grateful for like some nuts, some chocolate, like an
Yeah.
orange.
Right,
An orange
right.
was like,
Right.
oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like,
Yeah. Because they
wasn't about-
didn't have all the conveniences we have, where
Right.
it's like we can ship avocados to you all year long. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
people in Canada are like, I gotta have my avocado toast. It's
Yeah.
like avocados don't even grow out there, but
Yeah. I mean, we have no concept of. We live in another dimension.
yo,
in terms
totally
of,
different
yeah.
dimension.
seasons
Yeah.
and times. You know what I mean? You
That's
know?
the funny thing. Is like we don't even we were just talking about the vernal equinox is coming, right? That meant so much to people in the past. Like
Right.
you had to plan around these season changes. You had to plan your life out.
Yeah.
And you had to really like make sure you were prepared for winter, prepared for like the season changes,
Right.
and getting ready for the harvest of, the springtime and setting all that up. We don't even think about that shit
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like another month. You just keep going to work, like get my days off around Christmas time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like the concept of
I hate the cold.
that. Yeah,
Like-
I think about that all the time. Like
You just hate it because
It's
it's
cold.
just cold. But
It's
it's
cold.
like you don't really understand the cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy.
We ain't got to chop wood to make sure, we have stacks.
Yeah,
For the winter
stacks
time.
of wood for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that because you otherwise you'll freeze. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Think about that. We don't even have to think about those things.
Yeah.
Make sure you pickled and jarred all your like
Yep.
vegetables and fruits that were going bad, so you have food throughout the winter. Cured all your meats.
Cured all the meats.
Yeah. Such a
After
different
you
time.
go hunting.
Right, you had to hunt for them first. Yeah, that's crazy. I was watching this podcast, and this dude that does this show, he lives in Australia. He lives in Alaska, the exact opposite of Australia. He lives in Alaska, and he was doing this show about like surviving in the wilderness, and he was just talking about like his day to day, and like how literally he has to like hunt for everything. He has to. It's just him and his wife, and he was talking about how like a giant elk can last them like a month. You know what I mean? So like, if they get an elk, they'll have food for a month. But like, they have to figure out all the ways to use this elk and like different meals to cook out of it because you
Right.
get bored. And like talking about wolves hunting, like having to fight off wolves because
right.
a pack of wolves can find out where you live and like make your life hell.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, we don't even think about that lifestyle. Just being detached from everything out in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't live like that.
You don't want to,
Yeah. I don't want
but
to.
you probably can if you were forced to.
John done said, unless you live with mom, then you freeze because she never turns on the heat. Yo, my mom is funny with that.
Yeah.
Don't turn on the heat and don't turn on the air.
I like it cool in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it warm, but I like it cool when I'm sleeping.
Yeah. I guess I would say that. I like it cool when I'm sleeping.
I keep my house at 70, 75. 70 to 75. That's comfortable.
Yeah. We're so freaking spoiled.
Yeah,
We can
just
keep
think
our-
about that.
We can
I
keep,
keep
I
my
keep
house
my
at-
house at this specific temperature.
all year round.
Like, can you imagine like going back in time and just having to survive for a week like that, and then telling those people how we live now, where we could just set a temperature in our house, like they would
And
think.
it stays
And
like that.
it's not that far. Like we were talking about Santa Claus. It's not that far back that you'd have to go.
No, like
Which
when
is-
when was air conditioning invented?
I have no idea, but probably in the 50s.
Rachel's gonna find out for us. So think about it.
I mean, how about heating? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you had to use fireplace. I know the 1800s you had fire. It was all fire.
yeah, fireplaces.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, you know, oil heating
Yeah.
or gas heating. Like that didn't come along
Yeah.
for a while.
And when you think about kids now who just like they're so spoiled, like they can't even function if they're not extremely comfortable at all times. Like not even kids. I'm thinking like people John's age that I know.
Millennials.
Some that we know closely that like if it's if it's like too freaking hot or too cold, like they go into these weird tailspins of like just like
Tantrums.
yeah
Yeah,
Pretty much.
adult tantrums.
adult baby tantrums where it's just like
1914 was installed in a millionaire's home. And then 1925 it was like, okay, we're releasing this to the public.
Air
Like,
conditioning?
regular people can
So
get it. Yeah.
1925.
Okay.
But Egyptians were hanging wet mats over their doors so that when the air would come in, it would hit the wet mat first and then cool off the air and then it would cool the room.
Good idea.
that's some bullshit. That shit ain't work. All that shit did was make your house all moist, mildew everywhere, yeah, right? Humid ass air coming in there. That's why them Egyptians was so damn sweaty. You know what I mean? All that humid ass air coming in there. That shit didn't work.
To them, it made sense.
Yeah.
It's like it's like when people in church always like fanning, you know, like
Yeah.
fanning themselves.
You know what's funny is like some Egyptician or whatever they're called, Egyptologist, whatever the fuck they're called, had to like find something and say, "Oh, I bet this is what that was used for." They don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. Well, this was used to cool the air. It's the first form of. They just want to.
They probably just washed it and hung
It
the
was
shit.
probably somebody's dirty clothes hanging in the window.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like they just want to attribute everything to Egypt. Egypt just invented everything first. Like
All right, so you said 1920s.
1925.
1914 was the
So-
millionaires.
Yeah.
so but
1925.
1925 was probably when they like just started people, and that's the richer people.
Yeah, people probably couldn't afford it until
Right.
you know, it probably wasn't in every home until what, the 50s. maybe.
50s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1950 it became a modern convenience.
Okay.
After the 1920s, they started installing them in movie theaters. That was like the first big wave. Like, let's put them in movie
So that's
theaters.
not that long ago.
So everybody was like,
Yeah, so that was probably a draw.
yeah,
Let's go get
to
cool.
the movies, man. Cool off. For about 3
Why
3
does
hours.
it always seem like they always think of something? Yeah. Like
What?
with the movies. Like,
Oh, yeah.
always something.
I said here that's what started the summer blockbuster trend.
Okay.
Makes sense. Yo, it's always about making money.
That's all it's about.
Capitalism at its best,
Santa
man.
Claus, all about making money. Christmas.
Yeah, man. What about heating? Did you find out that one? Probably like oil heat was the first version, right?
Yeah, I think it will.
Or radiators. Was it oil
Yeah,
or
but-
radiators?
Radiators aren't they gas?
I thought they were steam.
It's steam, right?
Are they steam?
I thought so.
Well,
I
not
don't know.
all of them. Or maybe
Maybe
they
the
have-
first version was probably steam.
probably.
I don't know.
It's a lot of water.
That is a lot of water. Could be totally wrong. Yeah. But it's just funny when you think about that, like all the things that we take for granted.
Oh my gosh, we
That we
take so
just-
much for granted.
I think about that all the time. Just like driving on the street, all these people in cars. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like just going places.
Yeah, getting all mad
Yeah.
for no reason.
Right.
Just streets, man. When we were watching Boardwalk Empire, they didn't have the Black Horse Pike that was the big deal that they were trying to get the Black Rose Pike to go to the Atlantic City.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
To have a major highway go to
Yeah.
Atlantic City. Yeah.
For them to make money.
Right, because they knew that that would be an easy way for people to get there.
So hot water heating systems first used by the Russians in the early 1700s.
Russians beat us again.
1830s, hot water heating systems developed more rapidly. They put them in churches and factories across England.
So it was steam.
And then World War II in the 1950s, central heating systems generated by gas and oil boilers heating the home through radiators. So 1950s, those start getting installed.
Okay.
So 1950
1950s was like
AC and
The
heating.
age of comfort
yeah.
starting to come in. You see it with like the way people dress, the homes that everyone
Yeah.
lived in. Like you see the Leave It to Beaver and all that
Marketing.
stuff. Yeah.
It's at the Stepford Wives. Like,
Stepford Wives.
That's where
American Dream
Yep.
is all solidified.
Yeah, the American
Yeah.
Dream. You know
Mad,
didn't the turkey Thanksgiving dinner start around that time too? Like turkeys
know.
being a thing. I think that happened like around that same time. Like the idea of, marketing all of that stuff
I know Santa Claus probably became solidified.
around that time.
Around that
I think
time.
turkeys did too. It was all through like marketing, like those like you ever watch Mad Men, like those marketing campaigns
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Don Draper worked for. And stuff
Yeah,
like
and that's 1950s.
Yeah. Back when it was like that was one of the funny things about watching what's that movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Yeah.
when he's doing the cigarette ad. Did you see that part? It happens during the credits at the end.
Okay.
They show him like it's kind of like it's supposed to be like an outtake reel of him doing this cigarette ad from the 1950s.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And he's like, such and such cigarettes for the smoothest drag. It's like the best unfiltered cigarette is like, you think about how crazy it was. Cigarettes were like, everyone smoked back then.
Mm.
It was just like, and unfiltered cigarettes and like people were rolling their own. Like he was doing an ad for like one of the first cigarettes that came rolled, pre-rolled in the factory. You know what I mean? Like people were rolling their own cigarettes. Wow.
Yeah, so you just buy the tobacco.
Yeah, buy the tobacco and buy the papers.
It's crazy.
All that work, just to smoke, fill your lungs with tobacco.
And that's what they do with weed.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're getting high though, right? Curing cancer.
Don't they get a sensation from smoking?
Not like weed though. It's definitely not like weed.
I've heard people say when they smoke cigars, they get kind of a feeling.
I think it's actually your brain getting
Thinking.
cut off from oxygen because you're filling your lungs with, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Smoke and carbon dioxide. Like, so your brain kind of goes a little lightheaded because it's like starving of oxygen.
Right.
Same thing can happen if you do helium balloons for too long. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
lightheaded.
do get a lightheaded feeling.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
We don't know if it's true, but it makes sense.
yeah. Because I'm thinking like, who's ever gotten high from nicotine?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know,
But it's highly addictive.
it is.
Huh? No?
Rachel gave you the best look.
No? All right.
No.
Ariana, what's up?
What's up, Ariana? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Because we won't see you guys.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa,
Yeah.
or Merry Kwanzaa? Or is it Happy
I don't-
Kwanzaa?
I don't
You say
Pay attention to
Umoja,
Kwanzaa.
right?
Emoji.
Umoja.
Umoja.
Wait, what did they used to say? It's a Kwanzaa
I
thing?
don't remember.
Yeah.
So what did they like? Did they just like say we need a holiday?
Yeah, it's exactly what they did.
That's exactly.
That's exactly what they did. Sally said hi to everyone in the Young Lion
What's
TV
up,
chat.
Sally?
Hey, Sally.
Sally, get on the Jatan chat because everyone's over there. Let's see if there's anybody on the True Sound TV. One.
Come back down here soon, please. We're here.
You're in Jersey.
Yo,
Yeah,
Ariana
always says that.
Yeah.
Her ride needs to be like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
for
she
her
says
to come
come back
see us.
down here. We are in South Jersey right now. You do realize that, right? Can't find it. Oh well. So, I'm thinking about the vernal equinox. Like, what? That's the time when the sun is the farthest away from us, right?
Yeah.
But it's the closest to the southern. Like, do they have their longest days at this time, right? The southern hemisphere.
Let's look it up.
I think.
Because I'm thinking if it's their summer now, right?
Yeah.
That would make more sense, right? They have the longer sun now. And then in the summer solstice, right? We have more sun. They have their longest nights.
Yeah.
Unless you live in like, it's always weird to me, like when you live in like northern Alaska or like up near that 66 meridian.
Mm-hmm.
And, or is it meridian? I don't know. The 66, whatever.
I know what you're saying.
That you can go like a whole day without the sun.
Yeah.
Sometimes even longer. Like they go months without seeing the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me. That's got to be depressing.
Yeah. That's why Alaska is the highest rate of suicide.
Suicide, yeah.
Because they're in that darkness.
Yeah, especially northern Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Stays dark there for a whole month.
That's crazy. But they get a little bit of sunlight, though, right?
It's like, I think the way they describe it is like, it's like the most sun you'll get is when it's like dusk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
But
that
the sun never fully rises.
that
Yeah.
messes you up. Like
Yeah.
you start feeling tired when it's dark.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know I get like that.
Yeah. Just imagine going through like days and days and days with like just no sun. Where are you getting your vitamin D?
All right.
So the closer you are to the equator, the longer the days are. So you could say, like, if you're I'm saying Western Hemisphere, like John said, 5:30 or
Right.
4:30 for us. So even him, he gets an hour more.
Right. Yeah, I think the closer you are to the south, your days will be longer because the sun's moving.
Yeah,
You know,
Well, that's
that
what I mean.
way. Well, the Earth is
I know what you're saying.
tilted in a way where the sun hits that
Yeah.
side of it.
We're not gonna go there.
She said, "I don't like distance. Traffic scares me." That sounds like some fear you need to get over. Traffic is just traffic, Ariana. Don't be like, if you're scared to drive a car. We were just talking about this. There was people that went across the entire nation on a horse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had a horse and a carriage and people died along the way. Like, and we're scared to drive 20 miles in a car that's made out of steel. You know what I mean? There was things that could kill you back then that you couldn't plan for. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could be riding on the horse and
Like
some
natives.
natives would come up and take you out. What was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Wild animals could get you.
Redemption. Well, what the hell is it called?
Wasn't it Redemption or
No,
something like
no.
that?
It's read something.
It's R.
Yeah.
Something with an R.
Yeah. Revenant. The Revenant.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good movie.
It was a good movie, but it showed that time period where it was like, damn, it was crazy back then.
Get fucked up by a
Yeah.
bear.
Bear or them natives come up and just scalp you, you know what I mean? They ain't playing no games.
She said she just got hit by a deer. While parked.
What?
Never heard of that.
That's crazy.
She said, "Don't pick on me. I'm a dedicated fan here. It's been 15 years."
We're
That
not
doesn't
pi-
make you exempt. Did you not hear us picking on my brother? I've known him since he was a
We're
baby.
not-
I changed his diapers.
We're not picking on you. We want to make you better.
Not only that, it's like, yeah, we're gonna pick on you.
Dude, I know people who won't get on highways.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know people like that too.
yeah,
They will avoid highways at
Yeah.
all costs. It's,
How do you avoid highways?
you take all back roads.
They go back roads.
You can't do that if you're going to from Jersey to Philly.
They don't go to Philly.
Yeah.
I guess.
Just
My
like
wife don't like
Ariana.
going to
Ariana
Philly.
won't drive up here. She wants to take all back roads.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Imagine if you had to survive. Like, I think the people that are alive now are just being like, we're being. You ever see Wall-E?
Yes.
You know that scene where they're all on the spaceship and they're all like fat,
Fat.
and lazy
Yeah.
because everything does everything for them, and they literally can't use their muscles anymore.
Did you see the progression
Yeah,
of like captains?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I was the other day it was on and I rewinded it just to see that, like, and I was showing the kids, like, look how they got fatter and fatter through
Yeah.
the years. And I think I even calculated like their lifespan was different too.
They put all that in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it's like we become so dependent on convenience. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Look, are we far from that now?
No, we're
I mean,
not.
Are we far from that
Nope.
now? Like, ain't that Lizzo right
That's
there?
an airplane ride, yo.
That's Lizzo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just put some booty out thong on her.
What is it when
I was just about to ask you, is that the girl that went to?
Yeah,
the
they was trying to make us believe it's all okay that she, dresses like that because she's confident.
when doing what you feel goes wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna do whatever I feel. We just sit here.
Yeah.
What makes you think that's okay for you to dress like that? Where at a family, there's family that go there, and there's kids.
So what?
Because she ain't thinking about that.
So
You
what?
know what she's thinking about? You know what
I'm
she's
shaking
thinking
your
about?
head.
You know what she's thinking
Going
about?
viral.
Exactly. So you already know.
Yeah.
That trumps everything else.
Yeah.
Fuck your kids.
It's about value. What do you value?
yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I don't care about your kids. I'm trying to get this money. You know what I mean? Like that's the mentality. That's the mentality. I don't care about you. I don't care about your feelings. And she went on Instagram like basically saying whoever don't like it can kiss my ass. That's what she said.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, this is where we are. This is where we are. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah.
But people are applauding this like that's brave behavior somehow. It's
Yeah.
not brave.
How's that?
That's lazy.
And that's nasty, dude. Like you're sitting.
You're
If
putting
you're
your
putting your
naked
nasty
butt
ass butt.
on the seat that everybody else got to sit on in a public venue.
You a big girl, probably sweating all
Yeah,
nasty
sweating.
ass juice.
Can't wipe properly. You know what I'm saying?
And somebody's got to sit on
Somebody's
that
gotta-
after you.
Somebody's child is sitting there, walking away. Like people, they've done studies on like money, gyms, cell phones, and one of the biggest things they find on all these things is feces. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're putting your naked butt that you could barely wipe properly because you're so overweight on this seat, don't you think there's probably a streak on that thing right now?
Yeah. You
Like,
put
it's
a
not-
you put a
it's not-
black light on that. It's ugh.
It's not cool, man. Like,
It
but
isn't.
everyone, I just don't like the fact that everyone is like fake, trying to act like we should applaud this behavior.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. Like, if you're showing up somewhere in public where there's kids and you're twerking with your butt out,
It's definitely not.
I'm not
everyone.
applauding that. Huh?
Definitely not everyone applauding.
No, it's not. It's not. But I'm saying like the narrative.
The
We'll say the-
outspoken ones.
The narrative.
The ones who have the microphones.
Yeah. which is the ones that control the narrative. Which is why I'm deliberately, trying to shock against it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that shit's nasty.
Yeah, it is pretty nasty. No compassion for anybody else.
And we shouldn't be promoting unhealthy lifestyles.
Right, or just glorifying.
And just like indecent behavior.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe see if you can find the clip of what we're talking about, just in case people don't know. Why are you looking like that? I want to give some context.
Because I don't want to do that.
Well, I want to give context to those.
I mean, you don't have to show them.
Why not?
We can show what she was talking about.
What?
You show the clip.
I just want to show the clip of her at the game.
Okay.
And what she subjected everyone to.
Okay.
Yeah.
This stream is already marked not for children. Okay, so don't worry about that. I age restrict all of our content.
Just nasty.
Ariana said she never drove to Philly.
Never drove to Philly.
Oh man.
Ariana, we're gonna force you to drive to Philly one day. We're gonna get in the car with you.
Yeah, we're gonna get in the car
and make
and
you drive to Philly because it's all in your mind. It's not even scary.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What is it about highways that people are afraid of? Is it the merging?
I don't know.
I think it has to do with that. I think it has to do with the cars.
Maybe the speed.
So many,
going by so
many
fast.
I think
but
it's
there's always a barrier.
Yeah, but some people are scared of
No.
John admitted to me that he's scared of the like when you go on a bridge, like the side, sometimes the barrier. He's scared. He's nervous about that.
John, nervous? Who would have thought?
No, but I'm saying even like when you're next to cars and lanes, you know what I mean?
Being in lanes with
Like-
cars.
Sometimes
It is close though.
sometimes those lanes like
When I first-
130 is really close together.
Yo, a lot of people hate driving on 130.
I remember that was like my thing. Like I would force myself to drive on 130
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was so bad.
I never when I first started driving, like
Yeah.
when you took me out driving before I got my license,
Mhm.
like just practicing with the permit. That was one of the biggest things for me was like getting over the idea that all these cars are whizzing by you on this side and there's cars on you on this side. Like that was the main thing for me was like always feeling like,
it is intimidating.
am I am I good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh, here we go. Let's take a look at this.
No sound because it's all the entertainment, folks.
I don't want to hear this. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
I
Huh?
don't want to look at it.
Give you a nice taste of that right there, huh?
Liz.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what we're talking
So
about.
you had to show
but,
that, huh?
But I want to show it because this is what we're talking about. Like it wasn't like she just showed up there dressed in that because this is what she wants to wear. No, she turned her ass around for the cameras and started twerking on the floor in front of everybody because she wants everyone to talk about it. She wants to get the attention from the media. She wants people to say stuff on social media so she could go viral, like Moan said, so that we can keep talking about her and she can stay in the spotlight. Like, this is what people are doing. It's
Yeah.
about getting these viral moments. You know what I mean? She probably had some marketing, her publicist or somebody telling her to do that. You never know.
She dropped a video the same day,
Yeah, exactly.
like for one of the
A
major
music
hit
video,
songs. Yeah.
Right. She dropped her music video the same
Oh
day.
yeah, that's right. She did.
It's not a coincidence, man.
Coincidence.
It's not a coincidence.
Genius.
I don't believe none of that stuff. It's like this whole thing. You hear people talking about this Justin Timberlake thing with the co-star of that movie. He got caught at dinner with her, and she was like touching his leg or some paparazzi caught the video, caught a picture of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I heard about it through the YouTube commentary. But so whatever movie he's filming, some girl who is the co-star of this movie, they were caught out to lunch or something somewhere, and
It's
paparazzi.
like a staff party, like multiple people from the movie were drinking at a club late
Yeah.
at night.
And he was drunk.
was drunk. You can see in the
See if you can find a picture so these guys can see
Yeah,
it.
it's a video. But when I saw
Oh.
the video, I was like, oh, if I were serving him, I would have cut him off 3 drinks. But you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
just saw the picture that everyone was
no,
showing.
they got a video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to see that. See if you can find that. Yeah. So basically, he was caught, and she was touching him inappropriately or something like that. So he like put out this whole apology to his wife and all this stuff. And the whole time I'm thinking, man, this shit is staged. Like, because I just don't trust Hollywood anymore, man. It's like all of this is to sell movies and sell like, because now everyone's talking about this movie.
Right.
That's the only reason why I even know there's a movie is because of this. You know what I mean?
He publicly apologized to his wife.
Yeah, yeah,
Why do you have to publicly? You don't do that
yeah,
at home.
yeah. Because I guess he publicly got caught, so he had to publicly apologize.
Yeah, I guess.
I just don't believe. I just feel like everything is wizardry. You know what I mean? They're always. You can't trust Hollywood with none of this.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a way to sell. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Even if it was like, they could have got him drunk and told her to, touch him. We're gonna take a pic. We're gonna take video and we're
Yeah.
gonna use this.
Mm.
This is gonna make you a household name. You know what I mean? Like, but people just love gossip so much that they love
Yeah.
the tabloids.
It's
Wendy Williams.
It's a shame that you need to get these viral moments, and that's like what publicity or these publicists are trying to do now. Like, how can we?
This is it here.
Alicia Keys? He does look drunk.
Okay,
Waiting for the feelsies.
He already touched her.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wait. When?
When she was standing up.
There, this is what got all the attention. You see,
No.
you see, her hand is on his knee. It's been on his knee for the past 10, 15 seconds. That was what got all of. Now she's up again, but that shot.
I didn't see it.
Hold on, right here. Look.
Oh, okay. So
She
we're,
puts her hand on his leg here, and it doesn't move for quite some time. So that's what blew everything up, and everyone was like,
So Tracy, hey, what's up, Tracy? Thanks for watching. I want to, you remember Tracy from the podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Tracy.
said that young woman turned herself into a minstrel show under the guise of self-confidence, totally unladylike. I agree 100%. And I don't even think it. I think it's false confidence. It's like this, and you see it more and more happening, where it's like this idea where if I show my body off, it means I'm confident. When isn't it the exact opposite? Like, it's like
that's what they call thirst trapping, right?
right. I was talking to C about that last night about like dudes.
His
that-
abs? No, just
no,
kidding.
no. I was talking about dudes with all the face tats are usually the ones that are the most scared because they got to portray themselves as some scary dude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
yeah, they're hiding.
Yeah, but they're trying to present in a certain way. It's like someone who's like, "Look how confident I am." It's really because you're insecure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or,
Look how tough I am.
or how about how loud you are?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's really because you're insecure or you're scared. You know. What I
Yeah.
mean?
It's kind of like I mean, it's different, but it's kind of like you reading the Bible and you say, like, it says this, and you say, like, it says, what's the scriptures people always love to quote? Like-
I'm blessed and highly favored. That's a big one I hear all
No
the time.
weapon
Yeah.
formed against me.
Right.
Yeah, no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
The devil is a liar.
No, but like I'm saying, like like things to build confidence. Like, so they just take that and like it says this. I'm gonna live this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so that becomes like your thing. You try to live that out.
Yeah.
You know, I am worthy.
Right.
So
and I'm
then
gonna prove it
you
to
try
everybody.
to live that out.
I'm gonna prove it to
type
everybody
thing.
how confident I am by wearing this dress with my ass cheeks out and a thong on and twerk in front of everybody to prove how confident I am.
Right. I mean, yes, but maybe not like that. But yeah, people do that in other ways.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
it's-
saying
and
like
it's-
that's a direct outward.
right, and it's to mask what's really there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's to cover up what's there. It is not gonna. It's not going anywhere.
Right.
You know, you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's very true. But we're dealing with a time now where I think people are with the age of social media, the age of like constantly needing likes, constantly needing more clicks. You know, I saw this story about this girl who they're claiming, I can't remember her name. Maybe you can find. You know what I'm talking about. The girl who her mom was pushing her to do social media ever since she was. They're claiming she was like 13 years old, but she was trying to pretend she was 16 at the time, and she's doing like all of these like grown, sexy things.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And one of the things that her dad was totally against it and basically was suing for custody or something like that because he was against what she was doing, but her mom was telling him well, she needs to get her likes up or something like that. So they were more focused. Her mom was more worried about how many likes she was getting than the fact if her daughter was safe or not, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or like how she was presenting herself on Instagram. And then it's funny because Rachel sent me this story yesterday, which was about this lady who there's this organization. What's the name of it? Bark. I think so. Yeah. Bark. It's something about trying to protect young girls on social media, which I don't understand why young 11, 12, 13-year-old girls would be on social media anyway. But there was this article about how she, in this organization, they decided to do this thing where she made these fake accounts. One of them was a 11-year-old girl. Come on, man, you
What?
you're tiptoeing over there, making it worse. No, but they were talking about this. She made these accounts. Some of them were like 14-year-old girls. Some of them were like 11-year-old girls. So she would post like a selfie and then hashtag it. And then immediately she would get all of these inbox messages from older men, like in their 40s, that would just start like DMing her saying like, do you have a boyfriend? You're so pretty, like all this stuff. And then they start sending her, dick pics and like masturbation videos, like stuff like that. Knowing that the girl was 11, because the girl would tell her like, I'm 11. The account that she would make as the girl was tell these guys I'm 11, and they would just keep pushing, like, you know what I mean? It was showing like the predatory nature of dudes on social media. So when you see like these parents that are pushing their kids to be on there to create this presence and like put these sexy videos and pictures on there because they want to get their likes up, it makes you wonder like, are you throwing your child to these wolves? Like, are you sacrificing your child for fame and money?
Yeah,
like
you're definitely sacrificing your child.
Yeah, like what makes you any better?
You're offering her up.
Yeah. Which is, the same thing that we've heard from Hollywood so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of these young kids that got into Hollywood at a young age, they dealt with a lot of that. There's so many predators in Hollywood, man. Like the agents, the directors,
Her name is Danielle Kahn, the girl you're talking about. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to put the Instagram up because if she's really 13 or 14, like these pictures are inappropriate.
Right, exactly. If you want to look that up just to see for yourself the story about it, but
Do you guys know who Judy Garland is?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Do you know who Judy Garland is?
I mean, a lot of people don't.
For those that don't know, Judy Garland played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but her story is crazy. Like,
I know part of her story, but I don't know the full thing. I know she dealt with a lot of abuse.
yeah, she came from like a family that was into the theater.
C is over there going through her Instagram like, what? the?
Wow.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
like, where's she at?
She's 11.
let me,
She's
let
a
me
little
go
older,
smack
right?
some dude
She's
around
like
right
Yeah.
now.
13.
Yeah, even 13.
Yeah.
Man.
Yo,
I'll-
you wanna sit in?
I will whoop Jaden's ass.
All right. It's all good. Nah, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Nah, I'm just saying that's crazy though, man. What the fuck? Like 13, she 13, and her parents let her be on there with that little boy.
Not only letting her, they're pushing her to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the mom is like, not the dad. To be fair, the dad is like totally against it. The dad is trying to fight to not let the mom do it anymore. Yeah, yeah. He's trying to put a stop to it, and he's exposing it because when she first came out, they were saying she was 16, and he presented a birth certificate saying like they're lying. You know what I mean?
So that's crazy. That's crazy and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think when did Wizard of Oz came out? I think like 1939.
Sometime in the 30s. Yeah.
Right. So think about that. Like that back then, this was still going on.
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh.
showed the
Shirley Temple.
The Shirley Temple. We
Yeah.
showed the baby burlesque thing.
Yeah.
Do we need to show that again?
Yeah.
Do we need to show the baby
The
burlesque
baby
clips
burlesque, which is crazy.
If
when
you're
you
watching
think
this
about
right
that.
now, look up baby burlesque on YouTube.
Shirley Temple. Nah, this is worse.
Yo, this is worse.
worse.
Baby burlesque. These are little shorts that they used to play before movies in the 1930s, with 3-year-old, 4-year-old kids pretending to be prostitutes, dressed up, going to bar scenes and like being hookers and burlesque dancers and like all this sexual stuff going on. And this was like, I'm talking about like Shirley Temple. You ever heard of Shirley Temple? Like that's how she started out doing these baby burlesque movies. And like a lot of these little child actors during that time, they were doing that stuff. And they were putting that before feature films. So people would go into the theater to watch feature films. And the first thing that would come on is these little shorts where it was like a short film about this whole narrative. Sometimes it'd be like a Western theme. Sometimes it'd be like a saloon, or they did one in Africa where it would just be like all centered around these young 3-4-year-old kids acting out these scenes like they're adults. And it was like a lot of sexual stuff going on. It's weird, yo. It's super weird. And if you see it, you're like, yo, how did anyone watch this and not think that it was okay?
If it's okay, then I mean, a majority of everybody was in there was fucking them little kids. And everything. Nah, for real. Like, come on now. Look, if you look at this shit and you look at that little nigga, like, her mom knows she fucking. What else was she doing?
She's at least giving
No, she fucking.
she could be. I don't know what she's doing, but I'm saying like
Why would you be on there at that?
because you know why?
Bikinis and
You know why?
hot tubs
Because she's
and-
making money.
No, fuck
She's
that.
making money, and her mom's making money off of it. You know what I mean? And she's sacrificing her kid for that money. That's what it is. Like, she could be. I'm not saying I know what she's doing, but I'm saying that at the least she's
a kid that age doing that wouldn't know what to do. If
Right.
she's playing that role.
right.
That's
She,
not a role that
no,
she's
I agree
playing.
with you. I agree with you. That's gonna lead to her just acting it out.
To it. Look at them. Like, if you look at the pictures.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that boy, and that she's in the pictures, but you already know. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
pay attention to that shit, bro. So she's basically prostituting her daughter. That's what it is. It's legal.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
That's exactly what it is. It's legal prostitution.
But that's why the dad is like totally against it.
Yeah, that shit crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked up world, man. That shit crazy as hell. Oh, but that's the dollar bill, man.
They're divorced, right?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers do whatever for the dollar bill.
I mean, I ask because sometimes these beta males.
Oh nah. Yeah, I don't think like that's probably why they got. I mean, think about the story with
The mom probably
Wade Robson. Same story, right? The
Yeah.
mom was the one pushing the whole relationship with Michael Jackson. This kid's 5 years old, sleeping in the bed with Michael Jackson because the mom was the one. She left the dad in Australia to be traveling around the country chasing Michael Jackson around. You know what I mean? Same
And
thing.
he always
when you look into Shirley Temple's stories, the same thing. The mom kept pushing her to Hollywood, trying to get her in these movies, get her in these films, get her a career in Hollywood. And she started her out doing these little like prostitute scenes. at 3 years old. It's crazy.
Not for no money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. It's no way that you're getting major money for that shit anyway. Either. It's no way.
Nah.
So it's just.
But that's why they're constantly chasing more and more and more. You know, that's why it's never enough.
That little girl ruined, but she'll be ruined for the rest of her life.
That's what happens to a lot of these. When you think about all the, like the child actors and stuff in Hollywood, the Disney stars, and how they end up like Lindsay Lohan, like because it's not normal. And a lot of stuff that they're exposed to, the lifestyles, like Leonardo DiCaprio, I was watching something about him, like when he first started out and how he was around. What's the dude that got convicted of child rape? The director that Disney ended up hiring. The heck was his name? Peck.
I don't know.
I don't even
You know what I'm talking about?
I saw
remember the
that
story.
thing. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
And
don't
how like
remember his name.
him and Leonardo DiCaprio was like real close when he
Yeah.
was younger.
Yep.
And like they would have these weird back and forths.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and he's been an actor since he was little kid too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They were all
But
weird.
what were you saying about Judy Garland?
No, I was just saying that when she was doing how much she went through to do that movie,
Yeah.
and how they were saying like because there was a movie that came out about her.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, not too long ago.
I didn't see that.
And whoever the producer was for this movie, he was basically saying like she was kind of like back and forth in terms of like she was rebellious, you know, and because they had them on crazy schedules, like
Yeah.
the stuff that they had to do, all
Right.
Like shooting 30-hour days,
Yeah.
just shooting and shooting and shooting.
Yeah.
not just shooting, like other stuff they had to do too. Like I remember there was something where it was her birthday, so like they shot a scene of her birthday so that they could use it for promotion too.
Oh wow.
And it was like, but everything was fake. Like it was
Right.
like a fake birthday party type thing,
Wow.
just to make it seem like it was great.
Yeah.
But so she was a little rebellious. So the producer was having a talk with her, and he was basically saying like, you know, you better get your ish together.
Right.
And he was saying like, your dad is a fag. That's what he said. I'm
Right.
saying what your
Right.
dad is a fag, and your mom, she's gonna let me do whatever she wants to
Wow.
you anyway.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't know all this. I knew a little bit, but I'm reading right here that the mom was the first one to give her pills at 10 years old to stay
Wow.
awake and to be asleep. Like, I'm going to dose you to make you work these 20-hour days,
Yeah.
and we're going to dose you to
Drew
put you to
Barrymore
sleep.
had the same
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
It's like these parents, and they do it like, I need you to perform.
Yeah.
That's like totally
And-
crazy.
And they, both the mom and the dad were like, they owned their own theater company. So
And that's the crazy thing is like back in those days, the studio houses had all the power.
yeah,
Like these actors was making union wages. Like they had no power back then.
Right.
They were not making no money.
so that's why so they were coming at it like they own a theater company.
Right.
They ain't make no money.
Right.
So they wanted to get in the game.
Right.
You know, and then like somebody like Drew Barrymore, her
Her
parents.
parents were in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her grandfather was like a big actor,
Yeah.
and you know her parents too. So
Same thing with DiCaprio. I know his parents were like involved somehow.
I don't
wanted to
know
be.
about him, but probably.
I mean,
'cause-
they named him Leonardo for a reason.
Yeah, but a lot of these people, you know,
Yeah.
they'll do whatever.
Macaulay Culkin's pretty messed up too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll
dude.
do
Look
whatever
at
for the
Corey
money.
Feldman.
Corey Feldman.
Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Both the Savage brothers. I know Kirk Cameron became a Christian and got out of Hollywood because of the things he saw. Look at the dude from Different Strokes, who he was on crack because of what he went through. He was getting molested while he was on that show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Dang. Yeah.
All of these, man, it's crazy how these kids got treated in Hollywood.
Not just Hollywood, music industry too.
Exactly, and the fame either. We were talking about that last night. Remember, you was like, "Yo, we gonna get rich." I was like, "Dude, I don't even like." To me, it's about who we got around us. You know what I mean?
That shit don't make you better.
It's not gonna make you, because you could be the richest person in the world and still want to kill yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's Well, she wasn't rich, but
She had all the fame. She could
yeah,
want.
she was famous. But you seen like in this movie was like back and forth. Like she would not show up for shows, for performances, for like for movies like that
Yeah.
she was in, because she just would go back and forth in her head, and it was like all this insecurity. Am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to be able to do this again?
Right.
I don't know if I'm, it was just this back and forth thing. And you just become so insecure, and you rely on, kind of like Michael Jackson, the same thing. Like he relies on the crowd,
Right.
to make him
the love from the audience,
Right.
and doing it bigger and better every time.
right, and everything is an act.
Yeah.
Like your persona,
you become
the
a
way-
walking show.
right. Everything
Yeah.
is just an act. Like the joke, everything. You
But
do.
then in Michael Jackson, it manifested the worst, because then it's like you literally no longer become human. You know what I mean? Like he became something else. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Which is because he reached a level that no one will probably ever reach again.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. And you think about it, it's like when you're doing these things, especially as a kid, like you have to, you're getting put in very abusive situations because you're put, so much pressure is being put on you,
Right.
to perform.
To perform.
You know what I mean?
And you don't want to be outshined by other kids because it makes you look bad. So now you're in this social hierarchy also.
Yeah.
And now all of these predatory like managers, agents, producers, directors, they can hold over you. Oh, do you want to outshine such and such? I can make that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got to come with me, come to this party. You know what I mean? Take these drugs.
You gotta do this.
For real. No, seriously. See, that's real.
Yeah.
got-
So you're just being divided.
Right.
Like we were talking about,
Yeah.
how that's
Speaking of divided, though, I wanted to talk to C about something. That now
You
that
might
you're
as well
here-
sit down, bro.
Now that you're here, yo, I wanted to talk to you about this because you were one of the first people that I know that have started this new trend that I've been seeing in all of these news stories, all of these like little hipster communities. They're on this polyamorous relationship thing. You know what that is?
I heard of it and shit. Who
That's when people are in relationships with multiple people. You know what I mean? So he's like,
Yeah.
But every time I see one of these stories, I'm like, man, C been doing that. You know what I mean? Like you, one of the first people.
who on it? I ain't
There's I don't know. Can you see if you can find the clip from that one story we were looking at with the they be some weirdos though. They be some
it ain't no legit
weirdos.
shit.
No, it'd be like there's one that we saw the other day that was literally like it looked like 5 rejects from like people that could never find anybody ended up just like, well, we'll all share one person. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I was just thinking about. I'm like, yo, C started this whole trend because it's funny because they're turning it into like this new hip way of being in a relationship and like finding love and fulfillment in different people. You know what I mean? And
I've
but
seen some things like with motherfuckers going like that, but it's not. It's like
oh yeah, look at these people. Go take a look at these.
Like
This
these-
crew.
yeah, this
This
is what-
crew
this
right.
is
Look
what
at
it's
this crew
Oh,
right here,
man.
boy.
this is what it's like. Yeah, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that I'm talking about. You feel me? This is what it's like. You know what I mean?
Look how they all holding hands together. Look at them. Look at them. Look
Nah,
at.
but that don't make sense though. That's all 4 men and 1 woman. Hell no. That's some backwards shit going on.
Oh, that's her older brother.
So what, she don't know who the father is or something?
Yeah, she pregnant, but she claims to know who the father is.
That's crazy.
She don't know.
Yo, that story had me rolling though. Just watching like the way they filmed it, and like just the looks on them dudes' faces, and how they gotta all share this one girl. Yo, but that's not the only one I've seen. Remember the one from Philly, that we saw. And then there I saw like a couple other news articles too. Like I've seen them, There was a Red Table Talk did a whole story on, you know, the Red Table Talk with Will Smith's wife and his daughter. Like, they have a podcast show too.
I think I seen it on like.
It's on
Instagram
Facebook.
newsfeed or something
It's on,
like
yeah,
that.
because it's a Facebook show, I
Yeah.
think. But my wife watches that, so she saw an episode where they did one on polyamory too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and because Willow is like thinking she's into this, like she's been researching it like crazy, and thinking that's going to be like for her or whatever.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this, and it's just funny, like when you see all of the people that are in these relationships, it's totally not your situation.
Yeah, nah, I've seen a couple of things, and it's just like these people, they just like motherfuckers that don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? They confuse motherfuckers. Nah, real shit. If you pay attention to it, they are. Like, you know what I mean?
But in what way? You might as well step in front of the camera. You over there talking in the cut. You know what I mean? You already been on one of the podcasts.
I know. Shit. You feel me? But, you know what I mean?
Trying to
I gotta
avoid
go to
it.
bed.
Does not want to get on the
Nah,
camera.
but it's
Just take
like,
Monsi for a second.
All right, let me take
I
one.
want to welcome back our boy Torum. Torum.
See no torn. I gotta put these shits in my ear.
It's just Torum now.
Yeah,
just torn.
It's just tear shit
Nah, you
up.
don't gotta put that in your.
Oh, all right. It worked.
Don't put his stuff
Shit, I'm
on.
knocking shit over. I'm fucking up.
All you gotta do is talk in front of the mic.
I'm fucking up.
You good?
Come on. We good.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Oh shit. I'm supposed to look at the camera.
Yeah, the camera right here.
Oh, that camera.
Yeah.
Okay, what we talking about?
Yeah. So no, but you were saying so the difference is that they got it confused.
Nah, they do, cause it's like from what I seen, it's just like they dealing with shorties that don't got no fucking brain a lot of the times, or like the nigga don't got, or the male don't got no brain. You get what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
like it's just like I was seeing this one dude. I don't know, it's this white dude, but he got like 3 wives or whatever like that. But all his wives, he got babies, but all of them.
Okay.
A lot of them have. You feel
So
them?
explain to me like what's the wrong move about that?
Because at the end of the day, first of all, the world is already overpopulated. So at the end of the day, why would you impregnate all these women? You get what I'm saying? Instead of furthering these women's minds to put them in a situation and make the situation that y'all got more powerful. It's just one dude that got obviously a little bit of money or something that's going on that's in control, or got these fucking lazy bitches with him. Nah, for real. You get what I'm saying? That's just basically what a lot of it is. Or it's something like the clip that you just put on just now.
What was that in your opinion?
What?
What was that clip? Like,
Those is just that's basically not trying to insult like people with not trying to say not normal, but if you look at them, you can tell like they're
socially awkward. Like they're socially like
awkward
unaccepted. Like
and they're like special.
okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they don't have it all.
I got
you. Get what
you.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
I
get what
got
I'm
you.
saying? Like
Yeah.
like not trying to
No,
say
I
that in
got
a
you.
rude way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That specific thing. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying?
They don't have it all together.
They don't have it all together, like mentally, or
Yeah.
they have no clue what's going on in this world at all. You get what I'm saying?
I
So
say
it's
a
just-
lot of the situations that I see with the polyamory
It's like that.
are similar to that.
Yeah, you get
know?
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that, or else it's a dude that got shorties that's, you feel me?
He's just paying for all of their lives.
paying for all their
lifestyles.
life. Yeah, like they're not really together as a unit.
So in your mind, what is the proper way to do it?
I mean, there is no proper way to do it, but if you gonna do it, you feel what I'm saying? You gotta, it's not just about having babies. It's not about, oh, I'm fucking you, oh, I got all these women. It's about none of that. Like in my situation, like I want all of them to, I teach them everything I know from things I've been through and everything. I want them to basically be better for me. Say if I die or something like that, I don't want them to ever deal with no motherfucking nigga or nobody that could ever have them under their wing. They
Right.
need to be the boss.
Okay, so
You
you're teaching them how to be
The
stronger people.
stronger.
independent.
They need to be stronger than me. They need to know everything I know and things that I don't know, and be better than me, because at the end of the day, if a woman knows what a man knows, that a man that actually knows something, or that actually understands certain things, she'll automatically be better than him.
So is that what led you to? Because right now you said we talked last night. And you was like, you on some different stuff. You done with the street stuff. Like
Yeah, I'm not done. I'm done far away from the streets. I'll never look back at the streets.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
is that situation part of that? What led you to that? Or?
Yeah, it definitely is, because it's like, you feel me? I can't deny that situation. If 3 women, 4 women, whatever, 5 women really come together and then willing to change their lives, stop doing certain things with their lives, try to better their life. Like, okay, my situation, all right, what's going on? Everybody eats the same. Everybody eats together. You feel what I'm saying? All of them stretch. You feel what I'm saying? Together, work out together. You feel what I'm saying? Make moves together. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? Everything is together as a unit. You get what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, one's doing this and one's doing that. It's like some, like, I can't really explain it because I wasn't really back in no tribes, but I feel as though it's basically like a tribe. It's like really a unit, and nobody knows what's going on in our situation. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't really know.
It's like its own family, like a tight knit family.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you feel what I'm saying? It's like a crazy ass bond. You feel what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with, it's no jealousy. Has nothing to do with, oh, I got these women. At the end of the day, I don't even move around with them. Nobody knows
Right.
that who they are. You get what I'm saying? Like,
about to.
Nobody. Yeah, but that's for that. But nobody knows. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I go to the stores. I go get the food, or they'll go to get, like, they move together, or I move alone.
Right.
I don't like that. It's not. I don't do it for the attention. Like,
Right,
oh, he's
right.
like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't like.
I see that. I definitely see that. Like,
get what I'm
you
saying?
ain't doing it out of some insecurity where it's like, I need to show that I'm a pimp. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
You feel me?
Right.
I don't even want that. You feel what I'm saying? I
Right.
didn't even want to do certain things or start to or do none of this stuff,
Social
like
media.
social media, none of
Yeah.
that, because I don't do that. What I got going on is not for me to brag about. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
It's some deeper shit that you know what I mean, that I'm working on. You get
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
But a lot of people are doing it, like you said, for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could do a show. I could do that now. I know I could make a show out of this shit. Like,
Right.
you feel what I'm saying? But that's not what it's for.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's not worth the money. Everybody being in my business or knowing what's going on, especially if they don't understand it. So
Right.
other people can try to do it and fail at it. Nah,
Right.
you get
Or
what I'm
pick
saying?
it apart, or yeah, I feel you.
You feel me? Or try to pick it apart, because they
Yeah.
couldn't pick it apart. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even with it, when I ain't gonna say if, when the music jump and it gets to where it needs to be at, you feel what I'm saying? You still won't be able to pick it apart. I'm quite sure a lot of people are going to try to interview them and try to pick it apart. I know that shit already.
Right.
They ain't gonna get nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as it goes on and as certain things happen, it's just going to show how different the situation is. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what's going to make it a valuable situation. Not even about value about the money, but value about a different way of life. You get what I'm saying?
So do you view the situation as like a polyamorous relationship, or
Nah, I don't view it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, poly is like everybody fucking, everybody all weird shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah, for real, you feel what I'm saying? But it ain't even that. If I wanted to, I'd be like, yo, everybody, boom, we all fucking I don't even move like that.
Right.
I'm not even a sexual person. Keep
Right.
it 100.
Right.
I never been like no real sexual ass motherfucker. I always been good with females.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But I've never been like, oh, a sexual ass motherfucking person. And I think that's like something that, like, you know what I mean, that makes the situation better too. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would have to have cameras would have to follow me around for it really to be deeply explained. You get what I'm saying? Because I can't even really explain it. You
No,
feel what
I
I'm
get
saying?
it. I've been around you long enough. I know you.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's not. I don't know. I don't do it for bragging rights. I don't do it because
I just thought it was funny that I'm seeing this pushed into the mainstream now, where it's
Right,
like, look at this way of living. You know what I mean?
Right,
but it's
right.
always done in that way,
Right,
with
right,
that
right.
type of a crew. You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
It's never done
Yeah.
with like my type of crew. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Like, my type of crew, like all of them. You feel what I'm saying? Pretty. You feel what I'm saying? In shape, take the best care of themselves that they can. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody's drinking. Nobody like smoking. Well, they smoke. They used to smoke. They don't smoke no. Now they got the medical marijuana card, so they get the weed. You feel me? And they extract it and turn it into the coconut oil. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And they eat it like just put it in their tea. But it's just like it's a different type of wave. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like I can't even explain this shit. Like it sometimes I sit back and I'm sitting on the computer and I just be writing, like, you know what I mean, like writing my records, writing my my music, my lyrics and stuff like that. I'll be on the computer and I just catch myself staring, like watching them, like, what the fuck, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like, what the fuck is, like, you know what I mean, what's that? Oh, that's the thing.
It's an article about polyamorous.
But I would just be like, but look,
why
but
everybody
look,
got
but look,
why
though.
everybody got all different color hair all the
Like,
time?
because they confused. You feel what I'm saying? And these is just motherfuckers that, like, probably don't even got. They don't even. That probably hygiene is dirty as shit. No, for real. You got to think about it. Like, you know what I mean? For real,
Yeah.
for real. You feel me? Because even to be in that situation, a situation like that, it's like, all right. Like, you know what I mean? Most women, I've been around a lot of females to where as though a lot of females in this world, not talking about my wives and shit, but a lot of females don't even, they may be pretty as hell, go out, be dressed up, whatever like that, but don't even know how to take care of themselves correctly.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Like, I done been around
I
shorties
know
bad
what you
like
mean.
that, no,
I know what
Instagram
you-
model,
yeah,
like, you know
yeah.
what I mean, that come home, like, you know what I mean, go to their crib from going home, like, you know what I mean, you feel me, take their panties off, put them on the table, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't get in the shower, go in the bathroom, take a piss, don't wipe this up, you get what I'm saying? Like, nah, for real, like,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
know.
like, damn, like, these motherfuckers on Instagram, they love the pictures of these bitches,
Right.
but they don't even know that these bitches dirty as shit. Nah, it's real,
No,
yo.
I
Like,
know what you're saying.
you feel what I'm
Yo, why
saying?
don't
Like,
you grab a stool or something, man. Pull it up over here.
like, but yeah, like, you know what I mean. So it's just like, it's just a different type. It's just a different type of wave. I guess, you know what I mean. You
Yeah.
feel me? It's not even about the pussy. Like, you know what I mean. I don't know. A lot of people do the things over sex and pussy because they can't control their dick, or bitches just want to get fucked. Like, you know what I mean. You know what it is, but it's not real. Them motherfuckers, what they got going on ain't real. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's not. They confused. It's not real.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you.
Like, word up, that shit won't last anyway. And if it, like, you know what I mean, only thing that they can do is have kids.
So, take me through before we end this, because we're about to wrap it up. Before we end this, take me through like your lifestyle, like, and how you got to the point where like you changed it all up and this is the way you live now. Like, take it through like the way you do. I'm not talking about like the whole life. I'm saying like the way you eat, the way you like you do the meditating thing. You do
Yeah.
you
Well, it's
do
really
the
called,
stretching.
it's really like sitting still.
Okay.
But meditation is for people that can't sit still.
We got him on that.
Yeah, right. All right, yeah.
No, because the last time you were saying
yeah,
meditation, you were like,
it's the way you sit. Yeah,
Right.
you feel me? Because meditation is just a
One of his girls probably saw that and was like, "You should have said it's sitting still. It's not meditating."
Nah. I actually say that shit. You feel
Okay,
me? Because
okay.
like, because it's meditation is just like another thing that Americans made up for people to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they make
Right.
everything up. They put a name to shit. Like,
Right.
you feel me? Meditation is only that because you can't sit still. People who have a problem, they can't sit still.
Right.
If you test any American, anybody you know, I guarantee you they can't sit still for 24 to 32 hours without moving, without using the bathroom, without getting something to drink, without eating. You get what I'm saying? So they tell you to meditate, which means like intermediate fasting. So intermediate sitting still because you can't do it for that long of a time.
Right.
Try it yourself.
Right.
You'll go crazy. You know what I mean? You have to use the bathroom. Huh? You said what? Nah, for real.
I
for
think
real.
I could do it if I didn't have stuff to do all
Yeah,
the damn
and
time.
that's the thing. But that's the
well,
thing.
meditation
But that's
is
the thing.
is actually not. It's thinking.
No, it's not. It's not thinking. It's sitting still. Meditation is
No,
sitting
no,
still.
No, he's saying
No.
the act of what they
What
call
meditation is.
Oh, what, Americans?
Yeah. Well,
no,
not,
it's not Americans.
It doesn't come from
the
America.
actual.
Nah, meditate. When you meditate, you shouldn't have a thought in your brain, so that's impossible for that to be that. You're supposed to be
No,
free mind.
when you're meditating on something, you're meditating on something.
Nah, nah. When
So-
I get what you're saying, you're thinking about it, but no, meditation is no thoughts in the brain at all, sitting completely still.
But that's what you're meditating on.
Like, what do you mean?
You're meditating on no thoughts. That's there. Like,
You can't
yeah,
meditate on no thoughts when you're supposed to not have a thought.
yeah. You have to stop yourself from thinking.
You should.
That's what you're. But
Nah,
what
you
I'm
don't
saying
stop
is
yourself,
when you
automatically, once you get into a deeper, once you sit for a certain amount of time, you don't stop yourself from doing anything. You are completely lost of the body. You get what I'm saying?
no.
I know you don't because you haven't done it yet.
I mean, I don't need to do it.
You listen. Everybody needs to do it before they die, at least once. You feel me? At least a couple times. Listen, you lose complete feeling of the body, to where as though you don't have to piss, to where as though you feel what I'm saying. You once you come out of it,
What's the longest you sat still for?
I say 23, almost 24 hours. I did it almost 24 hours.
And what made you stop at 23?
I just came out of it. I didn't, and the crazy thing is, I thought I was doing it for like 20 minutes. I thought I was sitting there for like 20 minutes.
And who told you? How did you know it was 23 hours? You look at the clock.
Nah, my wives came in there actually because they was telling me like, yo, they kept trying to. Each one was telling, oh, the food is done. Da 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 da. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't know nothing that was going on. To where as though they came in there and was like shaking me and shit like that. You feel me? And I'm like, you feel what I'm saying? They like, yo, you been sitting here all this goddamn time and shit. Like, you know.
So what do you remember from that experience?
I was in some place that I don't even want to talk on because it just like I told you about the time about the other thing when I was coming down.
But why can't you talk about it?
Because it's just pointless to talk to people that don't, not talk to people, but to explain and say
talk
things
to me about it afterwards. Another time.
Yeah. I'll talk to you about it another time. But it's just like, you know what I mean? It's a different. It's
a different state.
Everything that
It's
we
an out-of-body
talk,
experience.
that we do, and we think, and everything here is completely not what it is. Has nothing to do with life at all. Our conversations, our thoughts, me doing the music, us doing this. It has nothing to do with life. Getting money, nothing. It has nothing to do with life at all.
So is that what kind of moved you into where you are now?
Actually, like, what do you mean? Like, what on trying to leaving everything alone?
Yeah.
Basically, you get what I'm saying. After that day,
and like the way you eat now, like your like the.
Nah, I was doing the eating and stuff for a long time before I started doing this. You get what I'm saying? I started doing this because it just was like, all right, you feel what I'm saying? I don't even know what really made me start doing it, but I'll never stop doing it. You get what I'm saying? But it's like he can, like, bro can say, all right, meditation is freeing of thinking and to having a thought because he's talking on something he knows nothing about because he hasn't done it yet.
No, this is what I'm saying is
You're talking about something.
I'm talking about something that I do all the time because I meditate.
No, listen, meditate.
But you're talking about.
It's no way.
You're talking about it
sitting
in a
still. Meditation
way.
is not real.
Sitting.
It's sitting still.
So then it's not meditation.
That's what I said.
So
that's what I
that's
said.
why
from the
he
So then
said.
what are we talking?
He said it's not meditating. He said
said
Yeah,
that already.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm saying what meditation is.
But there's no such thing as meditation. It's a made up word for people that can't sit still.
No, there's an actual term.
So what do you
for
call
meditation.
it? You just call it thinking on something?
Nah, he's just sitting still.
No, I'm saying if you're saying meditating is a made up word, so the act of meditating is what? Just thinking on something then?
The act of meditation, the real act of meditation, what they explain it as, is supposed to just be sitting still. So people like,
No.
like,
You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm saying Jake's saying that for him, because there is a definition of meditating on something, meditating on your family, meditating on the Word of God, meditating on sports. You can meditate. You can meditate on a thing, and you can stay there in that
think
place.
on it.
Listen.
Right? Think on it. So what I'm saying is, should we just describe that as thinking on a certain
that's just
thing?
thinking
For
on something
you.
that has nothing to do with meditation.
Okay, so it's not
Because
meditating.
being in the meditative state is sitting completely still with no thoughts at all.
But
But
by
that's-
whose definition
yeah.
though?
What do you mean by who?
By whose
That's
definition?
that's what sitting still is. That's what I'm saying.
But you're saying that sitting still is not meditating; it's its own thing.
yeah, dude, what do you mean? Like
You said it's not meditating; it's sitting still.
yeah, sitting still is
Right,
not.
so-
when people say you have to meditate,
Yeah.
they can't be talking about sitting still.
But that's what we're saying. So,
Oh, okay.
So we're
That-
different.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're
I'm
saying,
trying to
saying
say
that's
two different.
You're not
yeah,
saying-
Yeah. All right, so
We're
that's what
saying
I
that-
said from the rip.
But that's why. That's
so
why
what we
he said-
talking about?
That's what we're. I was just trying to say that what you're talking about ain't meditation because meditation is actually thinking on something.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's
Right?
what I
He's
said from the
but he
rip, though.
already said that.
I said that.
So that's
why
why
would you say that? If like that makes
Yeah.
no sense what you had said.
No,
So,
If for real, if
because you were going back and forth, so I was making it clear
this
that,
nigga's crazy.
that
This
I
nigga's crazy,
meditate
man.
on stuff all the time.
Listen. Sitting still is what basically people call meditation. You feel what I'm saying? Like it has nothing to do with thinking. When you're sitting still,
but not all the time because some people call meditation thinking on.
yeah,
things,
right.
too.
What he's saying, whatever.
So
like what
that's
y'all
what
saying.
that's what he's.
That's the
different-
confusion,
He's saying that meditating can also be thinking on something.
Right.
Too.
So if you're sitting still,
Right.
you're not thinking,
Right.
and you have no thought. You have no thoughts. You're not
Right.
moving. You
I
feel
get
me? So
that.
that's
I
why
get
it's called
that.
sitting still.
Right.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
you've coined it that.
Yeah,
But
like-
other people will call that meditation also.
you-
so you're
people
saying
that- but
it's-
people that don't know
they've
because-
clouded the term.
The majority of
you.
people don't have time to actually do this because, like you said, you don't have time to do it because you got all this stuff to do.
Right.
That's the way that the world is set up.
Right.
Because if the world had time to do it, it would be a different world. And I'm telling you right now.
So
I'm
we
proof of
shouldn't
that.
have kids.
What in the
People
way that
should-
the world right now is?
People shouldn't have kids.
Not right now. Not the way that the world is going right now. You feel what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, so if we all just sat around and meditated all the time, the human race would just die off.
No, the human race. No, the human race would actually be at a. It would be at a standpoint to where as though
We never die.
no, you would no, you could never die. You feel me?
So
Saying
we
you
would
get what I'm saying?
transcend- we would
It's people that's
transcend
it's
the
people
physical-
that it's people that have sat still for 6 months to 8 months at a time. You get what I'm saying?
But does that mean they'll never die?
No,
though?
they'll die, but it's just like, okay, say if you live 100 years, you feel what I'm saying?
That's a long time.
Even if you live 100 years old, people live
Right.
100
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. You get what I'm saying? Their body is at a rate to where as though it's basically them living 1,000 years. And
Okay.
your 100 years time span. You get what I'm saying?
So they've lived 1,000 years in a meditative state.
In a in a sitting still state. Listen, bro.
Nah,
listen,
I'm
keeping it real.
following you. I'm following you.
Listen. Pay attention to that. I'm telling you, bro. If you
But
go,
how long have they been sitting still?
I haven't did it yet.
100 years?
I haven't.
No, I'm saying
did it
like
yet. I
how
haven't did it
long?
yet,
Would,
bro.
how many years would equal 1,000 years?
I don't know because I haven't did it yet. So what I'm saying here saying is so from the time that I did I did that 24 like almost 24 hours. You feel what I'm saying? Until the time that I leave this earth, every day I'm going to do it. I'm never going to stop. So I have more answers for you as we go on. Because once I leave here and I go to the casa and I stretch, I'm going to go back in my trance because there's nothing else to do.
And how long do you stay in that trance for? Usually
Until I come out of it. But my longest time was, I've been running around a lot, so my longest time was almost 24 hours.
But do you sleep then?
No, you're just not the body. You know?
I'm saying, but do you sleep?
Like, what do you mean? In that time period?
I'm saying
that I
like
did
if you're doing if you're sitting still for, how many hours do you normally do? If
you don't. Your body is at rest. You don't need to sleep.
So
See,
you totally wipe out the need for sleep.
Yeah,
So
the need for sleep is completely out. Right now, I don't even sleep more than 2-3. I can't sleep more than 2-3 hours. I've been like this for years though. I don't sleep more than 2-3 hours a day.
So are you out of the body?
Listen, I'm getting better at it. I can explain more to you right now. I don't want to really explain it more because it's like something that
I'm trying to
I know, but I don't want to go like some people be like, oh, they'll read a book and be like, oh, and then act on it and be talking about and act like, you know what I mean? So
Like
it's
they're
like
expert.
like they
Right.
experts. I'm not an expert. It's just something that I was practicing on. Then that one day came that I went
So-
completely into something. You feel what I'm saying? That I don't want to lose. I want to
Right,
go back
right.
into it.
So what made you do that?
Honestly, I don't know. I was just stretching one day, you feel what I'm saying? And I just was thinking like, yo, I've been doing all this running around, I've been doing all this for all these years. I've been doing it, like, you know what I mean?
You're
I just
meditating.
Oh,
I
so
just
you
wanna-
started thinking on something
So you were
first.
meditating.
No, this is
on
why.
something.
No, listen, nah. This is not. I wasn't. No.
No.
Listen.
You were meditating on something that caused you to.
Nah, I wasn't meditating on nothing. I'm going past, nigga. Y'all know, nigga. I just like
Nah,
carry
I know.
around guns and do it all. Like you feel me?
Right.
I came to a point to where it's just like I'm stretching.
So
I'm
you're
working out.
stretching, but while you're stretching, you're thinking
You're
about
thinking.
things, right? Are you sitting there thinking about stuff, or are you like how did you
When I
get
stretch,
into?
I think. When
but
I
that's what I'm
stretch, I
saying.
think,
So
yeah.
how did you get into that place? Like you have to do. There has to be you can't just like sit still and then bam. You know what I mean? There has to be a transition.
No, it was
into
no.
it.
I didn't sit still and then bam. Before I reached that, I could say for about a good month and a half before I went into that 24 hours, I would be an hour, 2 hours. You feel me? Sometimes I come out of it 15 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But after I reached that 20, it's just like now it's no going back.
Right.
Now I'm telling you
Do you
for
think?
a fact.
Do you think your clean eating has to do with that?
I
Also?
mean, I don't really believe that. I really don't believe anything has to do with that. I think
Okay.
that's just a matter of everybody having the time to sit still. And they want you to work. They want you to go to school. They don't want you to sit still. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
If everybody has the time to sit still, if y'all have the opportunity to sit still, and y'all got 2 days off of work, 24 hours. Try to sit still for 24 hours, from 24 to 32 hours.
That is impossible.
Listen. Exactly, and that's the way they got it set up. Because if you can do it, you will sit.
So what about before they had it set up, and you had to survive off of like the land. You
People
had-
were doing it then.
No, they
I be-
couldn't. They
I be-
couldn't do it.
I believe people. I believe
You couldn't
certain-
sit still for
I believe-
24 hours
I
or
believe
your
the-
whole
I believe
tribe
the,
would
I believe
die.
the smartest, the ones that wasn't the
There
workers.
there
and
were
the
certain ones that were chosen out of the
to-
crew.
No, not chosen out, but I believe there were certain ones that were doing it, and those was the ones
The
just
shamans.
like, huh?
The shamans.
I don't know what that is, bro.
They're like the spiritual leaders of the tribes and like the ones that would go
Who-
live off it. by
Whatever they
themselves.
could, yeah, and probably them, and they
Right.
and they used it for to make them seem like they were more than what they are, instead of telling everybody else what they done. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
They reached a little
But
bit of a higher. Go ahead.
But don't you think that like if everyone in the tribe was doing that, they would just die?
No, I don't think if everybody was
Because
in the,
how would they survive though?
what
How would they survive?
if
Like,
if each per-
but
what-
I'm talking
all the
about
days in a year?
back before they had all of the comforts that we have now. Like if you don't go out every day and work the land and hunt and take care of your family and farm and make sure that the goats are milked, like you'll die.
Right.
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
but listen, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, that is a lie, because listen, if I'm telling you that it's proven, look, like, you feel me? I don't know how y'all look it up or whatever, like, or what y'all do, you feel me? But if you can sit still for 6 months, you don't need to eat. This is all a lie.
So
The thing about
I know you can fast.
No, if you 6 months, bro,
There's people,
that's not
there's,
fasting.
there's people that have fasted for a whole year.
they've drunk some type of water, they've intaken some type of food, they've used the bathroom. I'm saying sitting still, no bathroom, no bowel movements, completely, you are no longer the body. You are no longer the mind.
I mean that
I don't
is
know about that.
But that is interesting. I know there are people that have like had these. I know there's dudes that
Bro.
have had those experiences where they like meditated for 6 months, or people that have like not slept for
Bro, it's
20 years. You know
bro,
what I mean?
listen,
I
bro,
know that. I
it's
know
real,
that
bro.
exists. I know it's real. I
Bro,
know it's
I'm
real.
telling you, listen, so
but
this-
it's interesting to look into like how did they.
Bro, look into it. Listen,
Yeah.
listen. I'm going again tonight. I need to get back into that. You feel me? I haven't reached another 6 hours since I reached that. You feel what I'm saying? That
Right.
was the best day of my life that I ever experienced in my life. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is I'm going to get back at it, and I'm going to get great within 5 years. 10, I don't care. I'm doing it until the day I die, so I can only have more knowledge on it to share. And all I'm sitting here saying is, it's nothing that I have to explain to y'all, but if you get a good 24 hours to just do it, you won't have no more
How do
questions
you
from
know?
me.
How do you know what you're tapping into?
You don't know what you're tapping into. That's the scary thing about it. And you don't know if you
Right.
can tap back out. They said they were shaking me and trying to get me for they thought I was playing. Had no clue what was going on. I was somewhere.
Is there a chance that?
It's a chance you might not. I don't
But
know.
I'm saying, like, is it a chance that maybe that could be tapping into the wrong thing? Is there a chance? Is it
Nah,
possible?
it's no way you can tap it. We're tapped into the wrong thing once we open our eyes.
That could be true too.
You get what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, like, you don't know. But don't you think that there's different dimensions of things you can tap into outside of that?
But
also?
why not? Why just tap into this dimension with our eyes open when you get more of the world with your eyes closed? You can never get as much with your eyes open as you can get with your eyes closed.
Because maybe there's a certain way you were meant to do it. I don't know.
I don't
just
know,
asking
bro.
questions.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
So
I'm trying to figure it out, bro. I'm trying to figure it out myself, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I know is that I don't want to lose what I came across.
Okay.
I haven't met anybody that.
So what
I
you're
think
saying
even,
is you seeking out something greater.
I don't know if it's greater, bro. I just been.
See it from the influence or whatever like that.
Bro, I didn't see it from no influence or nothing. It was just something that it was just like, bro, y'all know, man, I was retarded and stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Nah, for real, bro. But it's like, bro, I don't know, bro. I'm just keeping it real. I know it sounds funny, but it
Right.
won't sound funny if you sit
listen.
for 24 hours and you see what I'm talking about.
It doesn't sound
it doesn't
funny
sound-
I'm
because
telling you, it won't
doesn't
sound
sound
funny
funny.
no more.
because we researched a lot of stuff on this,
Yeah.
Okay, see, and I
But-
never researched nothing on it. You feel me? Like, I'm just telling you
But-
from personal experiences.
but we do know that you can tap into the wrong thing. It
Yeah,
can
but
pull
how
down
do you
the
know
wrong
you can
path.
tap into the wrong thing if you haven't tapped in yet?
But that's my thing. Like,
See, that's the thing. That's everybody's thing. They,
No,
they
no.
talk about
What I'm saying
what they
is-
can and can't do, and what they might, but they haven't did it yet. You might tap into somewhere different than me. You
know,
feel what I'm
but-
saying? It may be a greater thing for you to where as though you open your eyes and be like, whoa, what the fuck?
But what I'm saying is
What was
that
I doing my whole life?
this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can go into something thinking you're doing good, and you can do a lot more damage.
We're
than
on
good.
podcasts right now thinking we're doing good. We're talking about little kids that's getting touched by the 13-year. We thinking we doing good right now. Everybody thinks they're doing good. I think I'm doing good. If somebody come in here and disrespect y'all, and I'm all right, I'll be back and come back and shoot these motherfuckers up. I'm doing good for y'all, but I'm not doing. You get what I'm saying? You can think you're doing good all the time.
You can think. There's a difference between
Listen,
thinking you're doing good and being established in good.
what do you mean being established and good?
But see,
No.
You-
What do you mean being
I
established
can't-
and good? You gotta say that.
Oh
What you
my,
mean by
this
that?
is never gonna end.
it isn't gonna end. That's why I didn't even want to get into
Nah,
it.
we getting into this.
Nah,
shit.
we can't because
Why
we gotta go. We
Why
gotta,
go. We ain't gotta go nowhere.
We do. We gotta go.
See, now we gotta go. Nigga, why we gotta go?
We can't because we can't get.
I was
into
bringing
it.
you in just to talk about something. We got down.
We
this
gotta
rabbit
go.
hole.
I gotta go home.
Yo, bro, see, this is what I'm saying.
I gotta go home.
Everybody
we
gotta
gotta
go.
put our stuff together. We gotta go somewhere tomorrow.
Yeah, but listen, man.
You were just
Listen,
saying you had to go, and then
I
you
had
sat
to go,
down.
but now we talking something different. So it's like y'all need to know this, and who y'all got watching need to know this, that everybody needs to, before the day that they die, just give yourself 24 hours. Just give yourself 24 hours. So what? You got the kids, you got whatever. Like, so what? Go to a hotel, go to a park or something like that. Disappear. Give yourself, your personal self, 24 hours to yourself and sit still. Don't move. You got to use the bathroom. Don't move. Piss on yourself if you can't hold it. You shouldn't have to, because if you do, you don't have control of your body. You feel me? You see, your body controls you. All I'm sitting here saying is, don't believe nothing I say. Don't believe nothing nobody say. Don't think you know nothing that's going on in the world. Sit still. Sit still. And then once you do it, it ain't going to be no going back. I'm telling you right now, I don't even feel comfortable no more not doing it. I do it in the morning and I do it at night. It's because I can't stop doing it now, because it's like there's nothing else to do. There's nothing left out here to do. That's just real. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, you can laugh all you want. I was laughing too.
So why do music then?
I'm doing it in the spare time while I'm up. You feel me? At the end of the day, while my eyes is up, while my eyes is open, I want to go do something to feel me work on the outside world. You feel what I'm saying? But I want to go leave because I want to go and do what I do. I want to go sit still. Like, you feel me? I can come. When I come out of it, I work on the music. I go to Whole Foods. You know, I do this. I take care of what I gotta take care of. But as soon as I'm done, it's like I can't stop stretching and I can't stop sitting still. So until the day I die, every day I'm going to do this as much time as I got. And who even says that the music? I end up doing the music. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm going to work on it long as my eyes are open. But that's definitely has. It has nothing to do with what's going on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just being honest. Listen, it may sound crazy, but it's gonna be even more crazy when motherfuckers sit their ass still. I'm telling you right now, bro. And don't just you know what I mean, give up. You feel what I'm saying? After, like, you know what I mean, you go one day and your legs cramp up and you can't do it, like, because your legs is gonna cramp. You feel me? You think you keeping time. Oh, we got to go. What time it is? That is this time. But no, your body is what's keeping time. Your body going to keep time regardless whether the clock keep time or not. Because you sitting in that position, your body is going to let you know, look, it's time to get the hell up.
So give me an example of the position you sit in.
Like, I sit with my legs crossed.
So in like a yoga position.
What some would call it.
I mean, that's what it's defined as.
Yeah.
That's what the
Yeah.
yoga people call it.
Yeah, well,
the people that came up with the shit, that's what they call it.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? I guess, you know what I mean?
So the stretches that you do, it's the yoga
Nah.
positions?
I just do regular stretches to keep my legs flexible. Everybody should be flexible. The thing is, they trained us to sit in these chairs and train us to sit the improper way. So a lot of people are far from being flexible how they should be. But the perfect way to sit down is with your legs crossed and your spine erect. You feel me? A lot of sickness, it's not about what you eat the majority of the time. See, people don't understand. Oh, you can eat all the healthy stuff you want. That don't got nothing to do with it. If you don't eat correctly, you don't focus on your breathing, and you don't sit and you don't stand correctly, those are the 4 things with health. You can't have one without the other.
I saw you post that on social media.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. You see, we're trained to sit in these chairs. You see how bro's sitting here? How is his? Of course, he's gonna have something wrong with him sooner or later. Because look, he's folding over all his organs. His organs aren't. His blood and everything is crushed down. You sit in a chair like this is the same way. You only way for your body and everything to work correctly is if you sit with your spine, your body, your spine erect. Now everything can flow. But how are you supposed to not get sick with everything crushing each other? You get what I'm saying?
But where did you get all this from?
Bro, this stuff is just all making sense to me as I'm sitting still.
But I'm saying, but you had to learn that from somebody,
Bro,
too.
I promise you, I'm not learning. This is from me closing my eyes and sitting still. All this stuff is just coming to me. It's like I never even had to go to school. I never have to hear nothing from nobody. All I gotta do is close my eyes because
So
I'm a
it
part of
comes
this
to you
universe.
after you
I'm a part
come out
of
of
the
it?
universe. Just so are you, huh?
So it comes after you. It comes to you after you come out of it.
After I come out of it and I realize how much better my body and how, like, it's, bro, I can't explain this shit. I'm gonna get better for y'all because I'm telling you, I'm gonna go do it tonight. I'm gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? If I don't come out of it into the morning, you feel what I'm saying? Because I really don't come out of it sometimes until the morning. You feel what I'm saying? Then I go straight to Whole Foods. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, it's just, bro, like, it's something. I got y'all. You feel what I'm saying? And at the end of the, I wanna do the music, like, on my spare time because I'm not gonna take that and I'm gonna use that for what I need to use it for. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use that platform for exactly what I need to use it for, and that's this. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want cameras to watch me do what I say I'm gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? I want to have proof. I want to be the proof.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we're going to wrap it up right here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sitting down with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sit still, man. 24 hours.
24
You
hours.
can sit still 24 hours, man.
Sit still challenge.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know.
Yo, so everybody's watching. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you have a great holiday, Christmas, New Year, all that good stuff.
Man, have a great every day.
Have a great every day.
A great every day. A great morning, a great night. You know what I mean?
And
Well, we're saying have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you after.
Because Christmas is coming up. So, but yeah, we'll see y'all after the New Year, and you can follow us and keep up with us on all the socials and all that good stuff. And go to the Patreon, patreon.com/youngliontv. Support the Young Lions, and we will see y'all next year. Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has rule.